Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Never fear, I'm finally here. After a couple of reschedules, we got it done. So thank you guys for joining. I know some of you are just coming on your way in now. We'll be here shortly. But appreciate you guys. And we're here tonight to talk Halloween. How about not just Halloween ends or kills or 18 or resurrection, but everything. It's all on the table tonight. Whatever we want to talk about on Halloween, it's fair game. So start getting your questions together now for Halloween. And but you know what? As always, I like to have a party. I like to bring guests along to join me in my living room and join all of you as well. And of course, tonight's no exception. So I would like to bring back the amazing, you know her here on the stream. She's always here with us with the party. Carrie Crave Cinema. What's up, Carrie?
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks for
Well,
having me back.
you're welcome. Glad to have you back. Thanks for making the time and being flexible tonight
Of
with our
course.
juggling act going on. And also tonight we have another guest that's going to join us. It's the first time on the stream as my guest, but not a first time to the channel. You guys know him in the chat. He's a regular, he's a supporter, he's a channel member, he's an all around awesome dude. And you know who I'm talking about. It's Eric from Bearded Entertainment. What's up, man?
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming along for the ride tonight for our Michael Myers train. Oh, you know what? That's a little blasphemous. The train is reserved for only one, and it's not Michael. I love Michael, but he's not on the train. So let me rephrase that. The Michael roller coaster, if you will, tonight.
That's better.
Is
Sounds
that better?
rolls off the tongue a little better.
I think so too. And it also is a great. It also kind of fits this franchise. Ups and downs, turns and twists all throughout.
For
Had a
sure.
little cringe behind the scenes when you said resurrection there.
I know I had to whisper it.
Me too.
I
I was
believe me.
like, no, not resurrection.
I almost threw up a little in my mouth when I said it because it takes a lot of effort to get that title out. Uh, yeah, it's rough. So I'm sure we'll touch on that at some point if we have to, but but maybe not. So let's see what we got in the chat. I already see some folks have been leaving some great comments here, and I see Wayne's in the house and JoJo Scott. Good to see you. Darko Pop. I never can't say it right. Darko. Oh crud! Help me out. Darko. These kind of names always make me tongue twisted.
Dark Apocalypse?
Thank you, Dark Apocalypse. He's not that hard. What are we talking about? Dark Apocalypse. Great, glad you can make it. Why not Ben? Hey, why not Ben? That's my question. Why not Ben? Every time I see
Ben
your name,
Tramer.
right. Oh, there you go. Bingo. I love it. Ben Tramer. And Nate is in the house. Nate, I won't make it for light. That's all right. Glad you popped in for as long as you can stay. You're welcome. Have a seat. Have a drink. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable for as long as you can stay. What's up, Donovan? Always good to see you, man. Oh, Blucka's in the house. Hey, man, Dangertainment. Ah, to varying degrees, depending on what live stream we're on. That's for sure. Shot him 6 times in the house. What's up, man?
Hello.
Let's do this. That's right. We are going to do this. I shot him 6 times. I can't do it. Go ahead. What's there?
I said, wasn't there a discrepancy? Didn't he actually shoot him more than that?
He probably did, man. He
There's
probably did.
between the first and second movie, it actually the number of bullets changes.
That's funny.
6 times
Continuity.
goes off the tongue, though.
It does, and
Six
it's and
times
it's
does.
and 6 times is what his gun holds. It's
Yeah.
actually his 38 actually is a 6 round weapon, but again, it's the movies, right? I mean, how many movies have we seen where it's a revolver and they're shooting it like 50 shots without reloading? I'm telling you, it's magic in Hollywood, man. That's what movies are magical. They don't live by our rules, do they?
They got that unlimited ammo hack.
For real, man. It
Movie
never runs
magic.
out. Yes, movie magic. That's why, I cut slack to a lot of things because, again, to take a movie, it kind of reminds me of Nightmare. It's to take Freddy Krueger, if you will, into our world and say you have to do everything by the same exact rules that we do it is just not fair. Yes, Freddy Krueger. And so, when I'm watching a movie, it's like, okay, I'm going into this person's world now. They're not in my world. I'm going into my little box or my 65-inch box, whatever it is, and I'm not in Houston. I'm in Haddonfield, and in Haddonfield, these things happen. And you know what? That would never happen here. You're right, because this isn't Haddonfield, or this isn't Woodsboro. So now it doesn't mean I'm like, some things you have to draw a line. But I mean, generally, I always say, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell this creator who is an artist, this is what he's imagined in his mind, Wes Craven or Carpenter or any of these people, James Wan. I'm not going to say, oh, well, that doesn't work in the real world, so I'm just going to dismiss that. That's BS. I mean, to me, you're missing the point, right? Am I wrong on that? What do you guys think? You follow me?
I think you're right, because I mean, unless the movie is specifically stated or shown to be grounded in reality, and at
Right,
this
like a
point, I think we
documentary.
got to accept Michael Myers is a little beyond reality.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Carrie,
it's the
you-
horror genre. It's meant to be outside of the box. That's the whole point of why we like horrors, because
yeah.
it's never based in reality, really.
No, I mean, yeah, the whole thing about, and my thing is too, like there is a place for movies that are more reality based. That there is a place for that stuff, but generally speaking, when we're talking about the horror genre, especially, this is we're to your point, Carrie. I like to turn it on to escape real world. I have the real world. I live in it. I live in life. I live in issues. That's what we do. But I want to go to a place where there's other things happening. It's to get out of that. So yeah, I think it all is tied together. But just some people can be a little hyper. Let's just say hyper zealous on that stuff. And I just never got that. I'm like, why are you watching the movie? If it bothers you, that stuff is happening that can't happen in real life, you probably shouldn't be watching a movie.
If that's
No,
the
you
worst
gotta
thing,
open your mind. Open your mind to it. You have
And it-
to.
if that's
Yeah.
the worst thing you can say about the movie, then it's probably a pretty good movie.
Right? Exactly.
Agreed.
Got it. Hey, we got Jason's in the house with a $5 super chat. What's up,
Woohoo!
Jason? Oh, here we go. First of all, let me read the super chat. Stew Train, all aboard. Yes. Let's talk about the Myers mask. Oh boy. Does it last for 4 years, or does a new one take its place? Well, we're going to get to that. But before, let's address this in chronological order. Don't you guys think? I mean, it's only the right thing to do, because the rule. What's the rule, Carrie? I'm going to put you on the spot. You're on my streams all the time. What's the rule? The first time somebody says stew, what happens?
Oh, you gotta show the picture.
Absolutely. You're talking about this picture? Oh, of course. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
That's right, baby.
Bring the energy.
It's the Stew Train. Let's go. Let's load it up. Get it up. It's time to roll. And then, Jason, you are the first in the chat to bring up the Stew Train, buddy, and I appreciate it, because I am the self-proclaimed conductor of the Stew Train. And as you guys all know, tickets are available thanks to Carrie creating this amazing ticket to the Stew Train.
Thank
$5. You're welcome. $5 super chat if you haven't gotten your ticket. We'll get you a Stew Train ticket. All right. So Jason says, let's talk about the Myers mask. Who wants to go first about breaking down some of these masks? Well, I'd say, what are your favorite? What's your least favorite? Why don't we do that? We'll start there. Carrie, Carrie, why
wanna
don't you
go
start?
ahead, Beard?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you go first. Go ahead.
This is probably going to be a little blasphemous to some people, but I'm actually a really, really big fan of the Rob Zombie mask. I know it's not cast from
Okay.
Shatner, but I thought as a recreation, it was really good. And I just love the weathering that it had after being under the floorboards for that amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
The second one got a little too much, where like half of it was missing, but I don't know, the weathering is the biggest part, I think. I know the whole, it's supposed to be a blank slate and it's completely white, because it's just basically you projecting what your fear is onto it. But something about the weathering of the Rob Zombies really made me just love it.
Okay, that's your favorite. What's your least favorite?
Oh, God, least favorite.
Mm.
Is it Curse that has the alien looking one with the really wide neck?
I need to pull it up and look at it myself. It's been a bit.
I think it's Curse of Michael Myers, but
Okay.
it looks like an alien, and then the neck is not tucked in, so it's just kind of flared out the entire time.
Yes. Yes. The
Yeah.
flared out look. That's
Yeah,
right.
that was rough. That
Yeah,
was
that
rough.
one was just
That's
that was
true.
my least favorite.
Yeah. That's a bad one. I kind of forgot about the flared out look. Oh gosh. Carrie, how about you? What were your two favorite and your least favorite?
I would have to go for the classic. I love the first Halloween mask because
Hmm.
that's the OG, and
Yep.
I do like Halloween 2018 because I like when he goes into the trunk and he pulls it out and then he puts it on. I love
So
that.
good. So good.
And as much as I love Halloween H2O,
Hmm.
I think in a documentary I saw them talking about how they actually had a CGI in one of the scenes.
It's true.
It looked so bad.
It's true.
Awful.
That has to be my least favorite.
Yeah. So for
I didn't even think
me,
about that one.
yeah,
They couldn't
that's
even paint a mask and make it look like Michael Myers. They had to CGI a mask.
that's my biggest problem. So you touched. I was going to touch on that. So my favorite is 78. Personal favorite, absolutely 78. But yeah, H2O mask. I like H2O. Like as a movie, I'm a fan of that fringe of that
Kevin
of that
Williamson.
Kevin Williamson, and you got Marco Beltrami. You got Scream music in the Halloween movie, which is so bizarre when you're seeing Michael Myers walk down towards the where she has the confrontation at the little circle window, and it's one of the scores
I
from
still loved it.
Scream. Oh, no, I loved it. No, I did too.
And they're
I said
watching
bizarre,
Scream
but
2.
yeah. What's that again? Say it
In
again?
the movie, they're actually watching Scream 2.
In the movie, they're watching Scream too.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah,
they
the
are.
two girls in
They
their
are.
dorm room.
Are you
when,
serious?
Yeah,
I
when
missed
they're
that.
watching Scream 2.
When they go to Yosemite,
That's so
the
cool.
two main girls are watching Scream 2.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got to go back after this and watch that again because
Sorry to
I
interrupt
totally
that.
missed it. No, that's good. Yeah, but here's the thing. Yeah, they had to use some CGI. I'm like, what is so hard about? You got some of the most amazing, talented creators. I mean, artists and people that can create these masks in the business. And you're a major motion picture studio, and the eyes were really cut out, really large circles too, if I remember on the H2O mask. And Eric, you look like you're chomping, man. What's up?
There's actually 3 masks in that movie.
Oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, they originally, the reason the CGI was there is because they shot a bunch of scenes with one mask and then decided to change it. So they refilmed them, and then when they got to the final edit, they realized they had one scene where they didn't change the mask. So instead of refilming it, they just added in the terrible scene.
That's the okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It
I'll
was
cut
bad.
them. I'll cut them a little slack if they couldn't reshoot. I understand that could happen, but I don't know, man. Look, I'll choose to forgive it. I just kind of it's one of those things where you just kind of overlook some things. You just kind of like okay, whatever, and try to look past it. And so I look past it. I think my least favorite mask, even more than that though, is the Rob Zombie 2. I hate the entire film, and there's no honestly, there's nothing about that film I like from the story to. I mean, again, this may be a hot take. I mean, that's cool, but just personally, the mask I thought was horrible. I hated the way it looked in that film. I'm like, this is not Michael Myers, man. This is give me the shape. Where is he at? And that's why I'm hoping it ends after this 4 year gap. We don't have another mask that's all deteriorated like Zombies was in 2. I really hope that he, like Jake said, he had a great vest. That's why I invited him on tonight. He had a really great video that I want to talk to him about his theory, which is fun. But I'll share a little of it. You can check it out on his channel. But basically, is that maybe some kids come down to the caves where he's been living down there, and like on a dare. I can remember in the first one how they dare the kids to go up to this house. So maybe like, oh, this is where the boogeyman lives. Like, oh, whatever. And they dare some kid, and he goes down there, and they gets killed, and he takes the mask, and and now he gets a new mask. And I thought that's interesting. So, that's what we're going to talk about with Jake tonight for a little bit. But another time. So I think those are probably my least favorite and most favorite. But Halloween 2018. I do like the mask that David Gordon Green did. I thought it was pretty darn good. And I have to tell you, here goes my throat. 1 second. He only does this when I live stream. It's like,
Take a drink, you're allowed to.
right, my throat knows when the live button's on. I could talk to y'all for hours without being live. It'd be fine. But anyway, I think that the choices that David Gordon Green made were pretty good. And I got to tell you, that opening to the opening to kills with the flashback was epic. I thought it looked
Loved it.
amazing.
And how they brought
Loved
Donald
it.
Pleasance back.
Oh
Like,
my
with
gosh.
the practical effects, that
So
was
good.
amazing.
That was so believable. I mean, it was like legit. There wasn't one time when I looked at that and I was like, "Oh, that didn't even." No, I was like, for just a second, my brain tried to trick me and say, "Wait a minute, is this unused footage? Is this actually from '78?" That's what I thought for just like a split second.
A second, yes, just a
Yeah,
second.
just a
It was
little bit. I'm like,
wow, this guy sounds just like him.
yes. Like, what did they
It
do?
was crazy.
Where do they find this footage in the vault? You know. Why not Ben is in the house with a $5 super chat. What's up, Ben? Why not Ben? Thank you, buddy. That's gotta be my new catchphrase every time I see Ben. But why not Ben says Busta Rhymes. Oh no, dude. Telling Michael Myers to get stepping will always be my favorite moment. Okay, I'll give you that. Ben. I'll give you that moment and take the rest of the movie out. Okay, but no, not you can't karate kick Michael Myers, man. Come on, man.
I mean, you can, but it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work,
Yeah, with those fake moves.
dude. That was just. Thank you, Ben. We knew we were gonna talk Resurrection tonight, but you know what? For a $5 super chat, Ben, you've earned some talk about Resurrection. I'll do that for you, buddy. Appreciate the support and thanks. And Jason, thank you also, man. You guys super chats really, really help the channel and help me continue to do amazing things like have these live streams and the content. And you know what? Speaking of which, of amazing people outside of just Carrie and Eric, who are both channel members, I want to also acknowledge all you guys. Thank you for being channel members and supporting what I'm doing on my little speck of sand on this little beach on YouTube that I'm on. I greatly appreciate it. And again, your support truly does help things continue with this channel and grow. And guys, at last check, I'm 25 away from 3,000 subscribers. So I'm getting excited because when I get that close, I'm like, I check it all the time. Thank you, Carrie. I check the little counter. It's like live updating. And I'm just like, come on, like little engine that's just chugging along.
You'll
But
get
yeah,
there.
it's gonna happen. I think it'll happen by Friday. That's my prediction. I think it'll happen. But whenever it happens, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful and appreciative. And I hadn't forgot about you patrons. You guys are amazing as well. And thank you for your support over on Patreon. Big appreciation to all you guys. And I have to tell you, while we're talking about this is the perfect time. I'm going to have my very first members-only live stream at the end of this month. I'll be setting it up soon. So all of my members, you'll be able to access it. Everyone else will not be able to join the live stream, only for members. But if you're not a member, this is the time to do it. As fate decided, would say, "What are you doing?" This is the time to do. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Carrie, you do it better. I like it. That's much better.
What are you doing?
Yes, what are you doing? This is the time to do it. So if you want to be a part of that monthly live stream that I'm going to hold every month for members only, just jump over and hit the join button. It's right by the subscribe button, and you can be a member and be a part of it. And I bring that up. This is really creative timing here. Not, but I don't care. So you guys I did a poll about shirts the other day, and I got the overwhelming response that you guys wanted shirts. Because I'm like, I'm not going to be one of those guys. I got shirts you can sell and buy. No one wants them. I'm not gonna. I don't want them. No, if there's a desire, then great. You know, if there's not, then that's great too. Yeah. Oh
no, I'll take one.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Eric. So I've got two designs. Carrie's, I appreciate it. So I've got two designs, and I'm going to show you guys this first one here. Just got it today. If I can get it, if it'll show up. I have my alternate logo, which all of you who are channel members, you know it already. It's your badge. Even though it's really small, but it's that badge by your name. But this is it. full size on a shirt. Oh, it's not going to come through. Up, oh, a little bit.
Kinda.
Kind of. See that? A little bit. It's kind of, sort of.
Oh,
All right.
Looks like a floating
It's
skull.
it's a floating skull. How's that? Is that any better? I can't see the screen at all. Anyway, you guys get the. Oh, that's a little bit better. You can kind of see it. Man,
I
still
like it.
smell the. I still smell the. So I just got out of the package. So anyway, this is the alternate logo, and I am going to be giving this shirt away to one of my channel members on the channel member live stream at the end of the month. So if you would like to, it's going to be a random drawing. And so if you want a shot at this shirt for absolutely free, all you've got to do is become a channel member and be on the live stream, and you are eligible to win this shirt. And I have another shirt coming tomorrow. Not to kind of hijacking the discussion, but this is all, I'm just getting all this stuff. And it's going to be of my normal logo, like the one behind me logo.
Nice.
My normal logo. So I'll have 2 shirts available, one of each, a logo. So anyway, before I run everybody off the stream, because we're not talking about Halloween, I just wanted to share that with everybody. And I'm excited. Got swag. Yay. It's kind of cool. But only if you guys want it. So I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger. But nothing's for sale yet. I'm waiting. I'll have them for sale later on, probably in April. So these are prototypes. Okay, Busta Rhymes. So Eric, let's talk a little bit. I'm gonna start with you, then I'm gonna go to Carrie next. Tell me about maybe your favorite film in the franchise outside of '78, because '78's everyone's probably favorite. So now, what's your favorite sequel?
favorite sequel?
Yep, anything after 1.
I think maybe it might just be a little bit of recency bias, but maybe Halloween 2018. I do appreciate the original Halloween 2, but I don't know. I didn't really like the way the mask fit Dick Warlock. It looked a little stretched, so that kind of,
Yeah,
I couldn't. Trying to think of the word here. I just couldn't stop paying attention to that. But Halloween
yeah.
2018 being the first one we've got since, well, it was since Resurrection, right? And
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
if you're not counting the, yeah. So
Right.
Don't count the
I don't know.
Rob
I think it, yeah. Well,
He's
do.
on his own.
I really like the Rob Zombie, but I'm not counting that as a sequel. I don't like Halloween 2.
Well, you can count any of them. I'll take
Yeah.
out sequel. Any Halloween film after '78, it's all wide open.
I still go with Halloween Ends. I do love Rob Zombie's original Halloween, but I
Yeah.
think it suffers from a problem that a lot of remakes do, in that it tries to answer questions that we really don't need answers to, like why
Yeah.
Michael is the way he is. So yeah, I'll
Yep.
go with Halloween 2018. It was a very good return to the Halloween franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2018, nice. Yeah, it was a great movie. Real quick, Jack's over here in the super chat. What's up, Jack? Thanks for the super
Aw.
chat, man. Always, I appreciate seeing you. It's always fun hanging out with Jack. In fact, this Saturday night, we're gonna be. I'm gonna be over on Jack's channel, and Carrie, I believe you're gonna be coming as well, right? I think Jack invited you as well.
I was, but something came up, unfortunately.
Ah, okay, got it. All right. Well, I'll be over on Jack's channel on Saturday night, and he's gonna have some other guests as well, and we're gonna be watching Sleepaway Camp. It's a watch party in its entirety, so we're gonna have a good time watching Angela Camp Arawak over on Saturday night. So on Jack Stannis's channel, you guys, you need to head over there Saturday night, 9 p.m. Central. And Jack is still working. He told me earlier, he texted me and said that he's making progress on the Stew Train song. He's writing the official Stew Train thing. He's writing and recording it. So he's in the middle of making that. So I cannot wait to see how that's going to sound when he gets it all done. All right, Carrie. Oh, wait 1 second. I just see Ben. Ben with another $5 super chat. Why not, Ben? Got not the karate kick when he told him to leave because Buster Rhymes dressed as him. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Look, it may be a horrible movie, but at least there's some memorable moments we can talk about. That's for sure.
True.
I will tell you, though, when
I'm
I
not
went to
gonna
the...
lie though, I liked Sean Patrick Flannery. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah? Yeah? Hey, I mean...
Nope, sorry, it's not Flannery, it's Thomas. Sean
Thomas.
Patrick Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't know why I get them mixed up.
Well,
Sean Patrick Thomas.
my biggest thing other than the Busta kick, that whole thing, was just the beginning of the movie. I was in the theater. I was excited. We've come on off H2O. I'm like, all right, Jamie Lee's back. Let's go. And I was sitting there with a buddy of mine. We're watching it, and I'm like, what's going on here, man? And then they're up there on the roof, and she looks horrible. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, she's dead. She's dead in the first 10 minutes. I was so furious. I could have just thrown my drink at the screen. It was so infuriating. How'd you guys feel? Did you guys have any clue that was going to happen? Like I had none. What do you guys
Did
think?
not see it coming.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it coming. I was wondering how they were going to continue their story after that, but yeah, I was not expecting that.
Oh, I checked out after it. I was like, well,
Yeah.
now what's going to happen?
Yeah. Honestly, I
What
didn't
the heck
even
are they
really
gonna do
care.
now?
Yeah, it's like what's the point? I mean, I'll watch the movie, and of course that mess that happened, it just kind of it basically at that point in time I already couldn't stand it after the opening, and then when it was over, I'm like, I cannot believe I watched this 90 minutes of my life in the theater with this thing.
I'm glad I only rented it.
Well, that's good on you. You didn't spend the $30 I spent. Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah. Let's take a look here. Jojo says, I lost my thing. Oh, Jojo said, I love that movie Sleepaway Camp. Yeah. It is it is a very unique film. I'll tell you, there's not one like it that I'm aware of. This is exactly like that movie. All right. So, excuse me. Scott says, I read a Resurrection script a year before it came out, so I knew.
Then I wouldn't have watched it if I knew.
Wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I knew that was going to happen, I would just be like,
I would
what?
have been like, well, I'm skipping this one.
Jason's is in with another $5 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Do you remember when Freddie Harris went, what Chun-Li on Michael Myers? That was awesome. Stu lives. All aboard the Stu train. Stu. Oh, wait a minute. Carrie, I think we just found something here. Instead of our choo-choo, it's Stu.
Stupendous.
Stupendous. Oh, Jason, you just started a revolution, buddy. There's no more choo-choos. It's Stews.
Well, now
Love
you
it.
have to show the picture again.
Oh, of course. Hold on. I have to. I mean, it's our guy. It's our boy. It's Stu. There he is.
Cue the stew train.
Stu.
The amount
Yes.
of chaotic energy in that photo gives me life.
It
Yes.
does. Seriously.
Matthew Lillard
like,
energy.
That is him on 10 at full stoke torque. And look at just to act, just to be in the moment. Like the way that is, you don't fake that. You don't walk through that. That is real emotion. He's raw, man. I remember he's talked many times about how draining it was to film that scene 118 over the week or whatever it was, because you had to walk in on set and just turn it on. You just had to be at max level, just right off the coming in. They nailed it. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
They really
They
did.
did.
They really did. So Jason, thank you so much for the super chat again. And yes, Stu, baby. And Richard Johnson's in the house with the $5 super chat. Well, hey, Richard, thank you, man. Appreciate your support very much. Really does help out a lot. And Richard, I don't know if you have a Stu Train ticket or if you would like a Stu Train ticket or not, and that's fine if you don't. But if you do want one, you can certainly get one of these. Just let me know. If you can hit me up on Instagram or Twitter and let me know, and I can email it to you or send it to you on social media. All right, and why not Ben? Why not Ben? Says another $2 super chat. What could have started a pharmacy with her doll?
Yeah, Lori was taking the medication she was getting and stuffing it in her doll.
That's right.
So she wouldn't fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah.
wanted
Always
to
on
be
guard.
awake for Michael to come.
Smart. Of course, it didn't help her a whole lot at the end of the day, but it was a good plan.
No.
Yeah, overall,
Unfortunately.
her conscience got the better of her. She couldn't handle the thought of doing that again.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Well, kissing him would make me want to fall over the trees too.
Give me some sugar, baby. Jack says I've only seen it once. Well, good on you. That's a one and only. You don't need to see that one more than once. I don't think. I mean, and
I
if
think I
there's
saw it
anybody,
like 3 times, but
I mean, hey, look, I was gonna say, and if there's anybody out there that really likes the movie, it's fine. Good on you, man. It's all right. We all have different favorites and least favorites, and I got to tell you, and this may be a little shocking, but I think I would actually watch Resurrection over Zombies 2.
I would.
Yep. All right, I'm not alone. I'm not alone on that. I thought I might be in the
Well,
minority.
I still like Scout Taylor Compton though. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah.
love her rendition of Laurie Strode.
Of
I'm not
Laurie.
even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
And yeah, her portrayal of the trauma she goes through it's
Yes.
really
that's
good.
that
it's
is good.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
And I do love that they have Danielle Harris. I love that.
those things kind of, they pull on me because there are good actors, there's good performances. All right, excuse me, I'm seriously about to have Ghostface come slash my throat and fix this because this is driving me bonkers. I do though. There were some good performances, and the problem I have is just the story. I just can't stand the story. I can't handle the white horses or unicorn or whatever the thing is. It's just, dude. I'd have to take some kind of controlled substance to probably enjoy that film at the level Zombie did when he wrote it. But but there's some things in it that are not terrible at all.
I don't think Zombie wanted to do it. If
Maybe that's why he did it that way.
Yeah, there was some interviews. It was a studio. He was actually working on another project with Tyler Mane, who plays Michael in that movie, and that's why he has such a big beard. Is because Tyler Mane had to have that for another project, but the studio was like, "No, we want you to do this."
Interesting.
I
Well,
don't know if I knew that or not.
yeah, I don't think I did. Well, something about contracts, man. That's the thing. If you're contracted to do something, you gotta fulfill it, man. Or you're gonna get into sued and it's gonna cost you more than it would just to make your $2 million or whatever you got paid and make the film. Why not Ben? Leave her alone. I think I'm dying here, man.
Cut me deep.
My mom
Cut
and dad are gonna be so mad
cut
at
me.
me.
Oh, such a perfect line.
It's just perfect. And the thing is, it's not even scripted. It's like Matthew Lillard did that on his own. It's just brilliant.
And the phone
That's
thing
why,
too.
Craven, we should do
Yeah.
a Matthew Lillard stream. We have to.
I think we should. So I'll tell you what, you guys in the chat, if you'd like to see a Matthew Lillard stream talking about just him in his movies, because there's some other great movies that he's been in.
Oh my God, could I talk about some?
There's so many. Yes, that's something I would be totally down to do. That a Matthew Lillard stream would be great. Maverick Media's in the house. What's up, Maverick? Great to see you. I think a found footage Halloween movie is a good in theory. Better for 13. Yeah, I could see definitely for 13th. I could see that. But the execution of Resurrection was a total debacle. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's too bad, because and like Matthew Lillard said something once I heard in a convention. He said, nobody, no director and producer and actors, no one gets together and sets out to make a bad movie. Like no one gets together and says, "Hey, let's go make a bad movie." They all are trying their best. They're really giving their effort. Now you could say sometimes that there's lazy writing. I think that's fair in movies in general. However, the actors themselves who are given these lines, they're just having to do their part. And it kind of reminds me a lot of, when I think about it, it reminds me of this person right here. Oh my gosh. Mikey Madison. I tell you, Amber, let me tell you, that the writing for her part, I don't like it. I don't like how they wrote her character, her personality. I don't like her. That is her entire spiel is in that face, that expression. Just like we saw Matthew Lillard's face embodied energy and life and power. This embodies anger and just nah. I can't. It reminds me like a little chihuahua, like this, nipping.
Nipping at your ankles.
Yes, that's it right there. Do you guys feel the same about Amber? I mean, I may be alone here, but that's how I feel about her.
No, I feel like I feel like I could tell she was a bad person from her very first scene.
Yeah.
She
Carrie, what'd you
seriously
think about her?
lost me.
Oh yeah.
She lost me the moment that she said how Dewey died. She lost me.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the kitchen scene.
The disrespect.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Oh, he died like
That's-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's when I was like, nope. Mm-mm.
No respect at
Not my
all for the
favorite.
OG. Oh yeah, no, not at all. I mean,
And then she has the audacity to say, I'm sorry about him.
oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry
and
about Dewey.
I'm sorry I killed him. And then of course at that point, Gail just had enough,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and she's like, just f you. And she's
Oh,
like,
that
I don't want to.
headbutt.
Yes,
That freaking headbutt was
Oh.
awesome.
yes.
Hand sanitizer?
And sanitizer. That's right. Oh yeah, and of course, you know, knowing the trailer as we all did, I knew it was going to be Amber on Fire back in October. I knew it was going to be her. It was just a matter of whether or not she was Ghostface or not. But
Yeah.
when I saw I was like, how are they going to do this? Because they're not going to have a flamethrower in the house. How are they going to do this? And I knew the burner was on because remember in the trailer, the picture, the burner's on behind her, and then the sand sanitizer. I'm like, there we go. I knew what that was for. That was a lighter fluid, and it made it. But it was still. I've never loved seeing someone burning alive in my life like I liked seeing her burn alive. That was amazing.
Very satisfying.
It was very satisfying, and good on Radio Silence for making it be. Because if you're gonna say she killed Dewey, which I really not sure she did, but
I don't believe it either.
I'm telling you, if I say the S word, the picture's got to come up. So I'm hanging on a minute, but I think that there's a third killer here. But I will tell you this: I'm just glad that they had her die in a way that was very worthy of someone who killed our beloved Dewey, which was burning alive, which has got to be the worst thing in the world I can imagine. So
I think every slasher has gone through a burning alive. I know because in Resurrection, that's how Michael dies. He gets burnt alive.
oh my gosh, you're right.
After the fight, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
After that
Didn't he
karate
get
fight.
electrocuted too, or no?
Which one?
Yes, and two.
Did he get electrocuted too?
Donald Pleasance went out with them in two with lighting the gases on fire. Remember in the hospital.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
in number 2. But yeah, in Resurrection, he does get electrocuted as well. Like yeah, Busta Rhymes
Yeah,
sticks
'cause
him in the.
Doesn't he like
grill.
hang on to the? Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
That
Awesome.
entire last act.
awesome.
Just,
We should just do a watch along party for Resurrection. Yeah, baby. Yeah. No, not. I'm joking.
Make fun of everything.
All right. What's up, Lee the Nerd? Good to see you. Another stream. Let's go. That's right. Glad you're here. Richard says, just became a subscriber and now you're 24 away from 3,000. Oh, thank you.
Aw.
Love this channel. Like you see, my friend, it's all horror all the time. Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much, Richard. Appreciate you subbing and more than that, appreciate you being here and supporting the content, man. I'm so glad that you enjoy it. I enjoy it because you guys enjoy it. Makes me enjoy it even more. All right. Maverick saying hello to everybody.
Hello, Mav.
hello.
I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I'm a little bit behind. Okay, so while I'm catching up here, Maverick, okay, you understand what I'm talking about. Yes, thank you. I can relate, bro. You and me, we're locked in.
It does have one great scene in it, in my opinion, though.
Give it to us. Give it to
Visually,
us.
in the field after the two guys attack him in the truck, and the truck is backlighting him, so all you see is his silhouette, and you see him sling his hood back
I
and
give you
pull-
that. I give you
pull
that.
the
Okay.
mask down. That is
Okay.
that's one of my favorite visuals from a movie of all
Fair.
time. Honestly, it's just great, and it's kind of mirrored in the scene Carrie was talking about in Halloween 2018 when he pulls it out of the trunk, and that slow mo.
Yes, yes,
Such a
yes,
beautiful
yes.
shot.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that one. Jack says, I know House films make me feel super dirty afterwards. Yeah, I know. I
Take
know
like
what you're
10 showers.
You do. I feel the same way, Jack. It's like when I watched that Halloween, his first one, I was like, oh, this is just grimy. This is just, oh, okay. Yeah, I get it, man. Totally
Yes,
get
that
it.
The
effect.
dialogue is a little brutal.
It is, man. I'm like, and again, my biggest problem with it was, again, I don't want to see all this backstory of what happened and why I don't want to know all that. There's a mythology of him is that we don't know. He's man, but he's more than man too, and it's a mystery. So that was honestly, that's my biggest problem was how just crude and it's a zombie movie. It's what he does. Why I can't, really don't like his stuff because it's just so nasty, crude. Over it just, I'm like, it doesn't need to be this way. And then he tries to explain Michael, and you put those two together, and it's just something I don't enjoy. And so, and that's why
He
I'm hoping
definitely
with
humanized him too much. He
he
humanized him.
did way too much.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And I'm hoping that David Gordon Green is going to treat ends the right way and don't try to explain with this radio tower. We Shamrock masks. Let's don't go crazy on that.
Okay, well, I have to admit, I'm not. I've heard the term radio tower, and I've seen it be thrown around. I don't actually know what that plot is possibly going to be. Can someone explain that to me, please?
Well, I can
Not
tell. And
much
Carrie,
explanation.
what's that?
Not really much explanation. It's just been like, oh, radio tower. And that's
Oh yeah,
pretty much it.
yeah. They're keeping it under wraps really tight. The only thing David Gordon Green said is that they were when the scene when there's the cops are on this looking over the town, and there's this large radio tower in the middle of Haddonfield, really tall radio tower, and David Gordon Green says, "Oh, and by the way, that radio tower is going to play a huge part in Ends." And then it's like, well, wait a second, what are we? That's where all the speculation has started, and so I mean, I did a little video on it a while back, just giving some ideas. But I mean, basically, my only thing is I don't want this to be where I love Halloween 3 as its own movie. I've always been a fan of the Season of the Witch movie, and I just think it's great. It just shouldn't have been Halloween. It should have been called something else. But either way, I liked it. I liked the Shamrock Mask. I think that was fun. And David Gordon Green, I was on record saying, is a huge fan of the third movie. And so my only concern is are they going to try to turn this from TV waves to radio waves? And there's a line in 78 when Dr. Loomis says, I watched him stare out the wall as if he was waiting for some silent signal, some type of alarm to set him off. And I'm like, oh boy, because if David Gordon Green's going back to 78, which is these were sequels directly from, then what if there is this actual silent alarm signal, which would be a radio wave, which our brains can pick up? And so what if there is some signal that is like now it's going dormant for 4 years and it's gonna come back on, and then the problem is if that happens, who is behind the machine? Who's got the controls? Because that means
another Man in Black.
You're gonna have another Man in Black situation because someone's controlling him then, and then that's where it could go off the rails. If he takes this direction, I'm like, this is not going to end well. We're going to compare this. This is going to be a horrible movie. If that's the ending, where Michael's got something in his mask or something that's triggering him with these radio signals in Haddonfield, dude, I don't know, bro.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, I
Sounds
don't see that
terrible.
happening.
I'm hoping it goes back up because I have to admit I was less a fan of Kills than I was of Halloween 2018.
Okay. Well, that's a good question. Go ahead.
I just felt like it was. You could tell that it was the middle of a trilogy.
Right.
Like
Like
every other Halloween movie has had some sort of definitive ending. Now the next movie comes out and they usually like retcon it, but it had a definitive ending, whereas Halloween Kills, it didn't. It's just like, okay, we're just gonna stop here, even though
Open-ended.
Laurie's still alive, Michael's still alive. I just feel like it didn't really have a proper ending.
And that is the problem, isn't it? Carrie, what did you think about? So let's talk about that Halloween Kills. Let's park on Kills for a little bit because that's the last one that just came out. So tell me, dude. Sorry. Somebody just texted me, and I'm like, sorry. I can't do two things at one time. I quit trying. I should have quit trying years ago. So back on you. So tell me, what are your thoughts on Kills? Like, how do you feel about the movie? Because I don't think we've ever really talked about it.
Well, it's funny because I'm pretty sure that they said, the director and the writers, they didn't want Halloween Kills to be the bridge, but it's the bridge. I mean, it's very obvious because it's literally Halloween 2018, and it's Halloween Kills, and it's going into what Halloween Ends is about to be. The only thing that I really have a gripe on with Halloween Kills is the hospital scene with the patient. I feel like they drug that on way too long. Like I love his death. I know that sounds morbid, but I mean it was prolonged wait. It was too long. And I
Yeah.
loved Anthony Michael Hall. I loved him as Tommy. I hated seeing him
Oh,
go.
I did too. I was very disappointed in personally.
Have they confirmed he's like really gone? Because I've seen some stuff floating around that he's not actually fully dead.
I mean, I would love it if he's not really dead.
I hope that's what happens.
My thing
I
with the
would love
hospital
it.
scene that you brought up is I feel like there's some conflicts in terms of story because the
Like
very
undertones.
well, the very opening of the movie is Anthony Michael Hall saying, "Yeah, this man has plagued our town for 40 years," and
My
all
favorite
this.
scene, by the way. I loved that scene.
It's
Hmm.
great, but he says that this man has plagued our town for 40 years. Now, I just kind of feel like if this person has plagued your town for 40 years, you'd probably know what he looks like.
Yeah.
So how are you going to? And plus, when
Yeah.
they report the two people missing from the bus, they show his picture.
Yeah, I was about to say that. They
We
showed the
don't see
picture
it,
on the
but they
news.
showed the picture of both of the escapees on the TV. So it's like,
Ah.
how can you confuse this man with this person that you've apparently been having nightmares about for 40 years? I thought it was a
Interesting.
little. I didn't think it made sense.
No, it
That's
did
a good
not.
point. That's a very good point. And I think I will just tell you I liked Kills. And I'll tell you what, I was
Oh, I
turned.
loved it.
I loved them, and when I turned it on, and it starts off, and again, I didn't know this was coming. I had no clue. It was nothing was spoiled for me except the trailer, which, again, way too much in the trailer. But anyway, outside of that, no one spoiled to me about 78. The whole flashback opening for 20 minutes was incredible. I said, this is. I immediately had this feeling like nostalgia, like I was watching 78 again, but differently, like an alternate take of the original or something. You know what I'm saying? And
Like a
it won me over.
continuance.
A continuance. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I bought every bit of it. I believed the setting. I believed Michael Myers. I believed the cops. Everything. There was nothing I didn't believe in the flashback sequence. Even Donald Pleasance,
Little
like we talked about.
Lonnie.
Yeah,
Poor little
Lonnie.
Oh, poor big Lonnie now.
Well,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, I don't have much sympathy for him going in that house by himself. He could have called Tommy and the guys and said, "Hey, I'm going in." I'm like, dude, because you knew when he opened that Suburban or whatever that he was driving, the minute he shut the door, it's like, "I'll be right back," or "You guys, no, you guys stay here." And I'm like,
Well, he broke the rule.
he broke the
He
rule.
broke the rule.
He did. And you know what? You know who else? You know what? Why not Ben broke the rule? I'll be right back. Yes. That's perfect timing. Hey, Ben, thanks for
Yep.
the
Perfect timing.
perfect timing. Thanks for the super chat, man. And although Stu said it, that's right. We're going to put it on Lonnie because Lonnie should have never gone in that house by himself, man.
No.
And then, of course, you knew what's going to happen next. What's going to happen next? Oh, this son's going to go. Of course.
I felt
Oh,
so
it was
bad for him.
brutal.
Oh,
It was
he just got
brutal.
that was
Like
rough.
he wasn't a good person in the first movie
No.
at all, but still that was such a rough way to go.
It really was. It was so tough.
But he saved the sheriff, so I was like, he saved Frank.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like,
Aw.
oh, he kind of redeemed himself.
That was another thing
But-
that really surprised me that he was still alive.
I know.
I was surprised
Seriously.
too.
And he, bless his heart, he looked really kind of frail. He looked like, in other words, they treated him right. Let's put it that way. They treated him right. I didn't know he was alive either. And I love that we got to hear everyone's entitled to one good scare again. That was, we got to hear the line, which is cool. I love
I love Will
nostalgia.
Patton, so I was glad that he
Yeah.
came back.
So Michael, me too. Michael Joe says James G. Courtney is my favorite Michael Myers actor. I love his performance. Yeah, he's really good. I mean, I still have to put Nick Castle as my most favorite. I think he'll always be my most favorite. He's set the tone of what the shape is, man, and the way he walked
Yeah.
and the way he just everything. But I do enjoy James G. Courtney. I think he does a really good job. Do you guys like him as well?
Oh yeah, I think his physicality is just amazing as the character. He's
I'm not
so
gonna lie, I like
imposing.
both of their mannerisms.
Yeah, yeah. They're. I mean, honestly, they're. I think they're both really good. I think again, Nick Castle's my favorite, but he's is my. I mean, put it this way, he's my most favorite since '78. No disrespect to the other guys who've played the role, but I really have enjoyed him as and when it was doing the flashbacks to '78, man, I tell you, if I didn't know any better, I'd tell you that was Nick Castle. It was so good.
Wasn't that a third person?
It was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think 78 was actually James Hugh Courtney. I think it was a
Ooh.
different person.
Well, whoever he is, he's the understudy. He's doing a heck of a job because
Yeah.
he nailed it. Jack, another hey, $2 super chat. Hey Jack, thank you, buddy. Less is more. Sometimes imagining is scarier. Yes, I go with that rule. That was kind of Wes Craven's rule of thumb too. A lot of times, the power of the imagination is stronger than the power of the eyes. If you
Yes.
think about it, and so you can get yourself worked up over nothing very easily if you let your imagination go. At least I have. I don't know if you guys have, but it's not. It's not hard. Our imagination goes all over the place.
Oh yeah, you instead of seeing what's bad, you're immediately going to come up with the worst thing you can think of, which is usually probably worse than what the bad thing was.
Yeah. Let's see here. Carbonite Jedi. My buddy Michael says, "Dude,
Dude.
what's up, dude? Dude." Let's see. I shot him 6 times. Says, "Yes, I hope the radio tower isn't what we think it is. It gives him an unwanted, dumb motive for why he kills." Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's not going to go that direction. But I will just say I'm a little nervous. Okay, that's the way I'm going to put it. I'm just a little nervous. That's all. I'm not worried. I'm just a little bit of nervous. A little bit of
I hope they're
nervousness.
just using it to push him off of it so then he gets impaled by something.
Best use of the tower.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. I'm like, I don't want to see Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael climbing up a radio tower at the end of this thing and having this battle up in the air in the radio tower and that's how they die or something like that. No,
True.
just don't do
Because then there would
that.
be resurrection all over again.
It would. It certainly would. Anthony's Horror More. Hey, man, welcome to the chat. He says, when 2018 started Doctor introduced Sartain, I thought we were going to do use the cult aspect. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So-
He definitely gave off cult leader vibes.
That's right. He did.
I'm sorry, but I hated him. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't like him either.
Yeah, I don't think we were supposed to. He was a
Right?
terrible person.
Yeah, he took us
Terrible.
completely left field for sure.
And why was everyone so obsessed with hearing Michael talk in that movie?
I have
The
no idea.
Podcasters, Sartain.
They wanted him to be human.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be human. That's why they wanted him to say something because they wanted to see him as a human being and not as an entity or supernatural. And I think it
Mhm.
scared them the fact that he didn't speak.
Oh, yeah. Because that could very well be because, especially as we're so conditioned to communicate through our words.
Hmm.
And when we have someone who's not communicating, they're choosing not that they can't, but they're choosing to not communicate to us. That's a bit unsettling, especially if you're in there for an hour or two. That's really unsettling, right?
For
Mhm.
40 years.
Or years, yeah, exactly. Like, what did Loomis say? I spent was it 7 years trying to fix him or help him, and
Trying to
then I
reach
spent-
him, I think.
reach him, and then
Yeah.
the last 5 just to keep him locked up because you realize what's there is he's gone. It's the blackest eyes,
The devil's eyes.
the devil's eyes. Oh man,
Wait,
John
in
Pleasance.
Jaws, doesn't Quint say something like that about Jaws?
Oh no, does he?
He says,
I don't-
yeah, he says he has the blackest eyes, like doll's eyes.
Oh,
Yeah, blackest
gosh.
eyes, kind of like dove's eyes.
Oh,
He does
no.
say that about the shark.
Okay, Carrie, why did you have to ruin that for me, man? You just ruined it for me.
Sorry.
Thank you. Now all I remember is Jaws. Whenever time I think about Loomis saying
But
that,
Jaws is a classic.
it is. But oh no,
I didn't like what Loomis turned into in the Thorn trilogy. I don't know if you guys disagree, but like he just got so unhinged and just out there at the Thorn trilogy. At one point, using like little Danielle Harris as bait to try to pull Michael down. Like,
Yes.
what are you
True,
doing?
it was kind of creeper.
He went over the edge.
territory.
He did. He kind of lost his touch on reality.
And I guess I can
Oh,
see that.
yeah.
If only mental. If
Oh,
only.
mental
Mm.
relaxation. Hashtag Dewey lives. Oh, well, David Arquette lives, but unfortunately, and
Yeah, there's no way around it.
yeah, and you know me, I will always try to think of a way. You know, if there's a way. Unfortunately, there's just he's gone. It's oh, there he is.
Mm.
I won't turn this into a scream stream, but let's just say that yeah, I with you, mental. I wish he was. Michael Joe says, "Do we live?" I know. I trust me. I am.
I
Nothing would
wish.
make me happier. What's that?
I said I wish
I know.
Mhm.
because I
wish.
love to do it. I don't
If
know
only
what
it was Roman that just staged the death.
Yes. Mental says they could have gotten. They could have gotten someone better.
Someone better.
Not tracking, but okay. All right. I'm just not quite following it, everything, but that's okay. Um, I'm sure that if you have any more context around that, let me know.
Yeah, we're missing a little bit of that.
Just a little bit of that conversation. Yeah.
I've also been hearing some things about ends. Is there going to be a time jump?
Yes.
4 years.
4
Four.
years. 4 years.
Or
So Jamie Lee will be fully healed and ready to fight.
Okay, a question for you all because I've heard a theory. Karen's death at the end, was that real? Because I've heard theories that that actually wasn't real. That was just her imagining it. Imagining it.
Right.
Do you
So-
guys think it was real?
Carrie, do you want to go first? Go first, and I can chime in. I have some thoughts on it.
I mean, I'm like picturing that scene, and I keep seeing like. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the window, don't they see like a silhouette looking at each other? Like Lori's looking at Michael, and Michael's kind of looking at Lori. I think there's like a reflection. I swear. So maybe that was like an implication that maybe it could have been not real. But I think she's actually dead, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting thought, Carrie. I think she's dead, and if you watch the extended cut of the movie, and because in the theatrical cut it ends with her just seeing her laying face down, or on his face on the side of the floor, eyes not blinking, and then you see Jamie calling her on the phone in the hospital. Well, the extended cut, the camera pans down her body lengthwise, longwise, or lengthwise, right? And it goes down to her feet. And there's a big pool of blood on the floor, and her phone's laying on the floor ringing. And it looks really, really like she's dead. And then the other thing that kind of sealed it for me was Andy Matichak and did an Instagram post where basically she said, thank you for the shirts because Judy Greer sent the Lindsay, Jamie Lee, and Andy all Final Girls shirts. And she was wearing the shirt and she was like, thank you, Judy, for the shirts. We really miss you and we're going to do you proud in this one. And I'm like, oh, that pretty much summed it up for me when I heard her saying that. And then Jamie Lee said the same thing about how we've missed you in this chapter, but we're going to do you proud or something. So both of them have been real open about sounding with finality that she's gone. So I just add all those dots up. To me, it's a cumulative case that she's dead. So I'll be shocked if she's alive.
Yeah, I didn't see the extended cut, but yeah, having that shot in there pretty much would seal it for me too.
Yeah.
I just seen it floating around, and it did seem, I don't know, it just seemed kind of odd to me that the entire house seemed to be surrounded by cops, and yet somehow
Yeah.
Michael made it through that up to the top floor.
He's the shape; he can go anywhere.
Yep, and that's exactly right. That you're both right. So it's right to question it, and then Carrie, I think, has the answer. That's the whole mystery of Michael Myers. I mean, I guess, he technically could have maneuvered through the alleys and went through the back door and never even went to the front where the cops were, but but again, we're trying to rationalize something that is he's not human. He's part human, but there's other elements going on. And he says, and that's why, like when in '78, when Jamie looks out the window and the towels and the sheets are all hanging up, he's there and then he's gone. Like he's the shape. He appears and then he doesn't and he's gone. So I don't know. I
In the
think that,
classroom.
yeah, exactly the same
Hmm.
thing. I mean, there is a mystical or there's some kind of supernatural, however you want to call it, element to this guy that's not explained, and I don't want it to be. And I think that's how it happened, man. That's just how I think of it anyway.
I love
You
how
know.
they reversed the classroom scene in Halloween 2018, and it was Jamie standing outside the window when
Yeah.
um,
That was a great
Yes.
Eddie
touch.
Medichek looked out. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's good.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yes. That was so good. Shottam's like, yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I was just talking about. Yep, that's a post she shared about missing her for this film. Yep, that's when I saw that one, I was like, oh shoot, she's dead because I was really hoping somehow she'd be back. And hey, look, what's Hollywood? We never give up all hope until we have to, right? Until it's comes true. So I will definitely hold out just a little bit of hope that it's the case. All right, so we talked about our favorite masks, right? Our favorite, and least favorite mask. And so tell me, if you were given the keys from Universal to say, okay, you're going to be able to write and film Halloween Ends, we're going to let you take what David Green has done and we're going to let you write this ending. What is your version? And just so everyone in the chat knows, to be fair, I'm putting them on the spot because this is all unscripted, as you guys know. I don't script anything. We go off the cuff and we just go as we feel. So I'm putting them on the spot here a little bit, but I want to ask you guys this. So what would you do? So Carrie Crave Cinema is writing Halloween Ends. Almost said Scream 6. That's another string we got
I
to
would
do.
love to.
Ooh, yeah, me too.
I would love to.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
You know what
But
I would do?
I do. I think you know what I would do too. I know what all y'all would do. So, but anyway, back to Halloween. Halloween Ends, Carrie. I'll start with you, and Eric will have a little more time to think about it. So, what would
I
you do?
got something.
Oh, do you want to flip it then? Do you want to go first?
Um,
Carrie,
Go
you're
for
more
it.
than welcome to go first.
I mean,
you-
if you're thinking of something, I would
I
get
got
it out.
a general idea.
Okay. Well,
Since
then
there is a
go for it.
4-year time jump, and since 2018, we've established that Michael isn't actively seeking out Lori. He only finds Lori if someone puts him there or it's just
Yeah.
happenstance.
Yep.
Since that's the case, and there's a 4-year time jump, I would write it as Michael just gets out of Haddonfield. He just goes kind of nomadic and just killing along the way, and then we have Lori doing a road trip, kind of trying to interject him and find him to take him out.
Interesting. Okay. So you're saying he's basically bailed on Haddonfield. He's like, I'm out, right? Essentially.
I think so. I don't think he would stay. So we saw in the 78 recreation footage at the beginning of Halloween Kills that if he's confronted with a lot of police, he didn't do anything. He just stood there.
Yep.
And that's exactly how his home was at the end of Halloween
It was.
Kills. So I don't think he would just try to take everyone out and stay there. I think he would try to get out
Just
and
leave. Yeah.
just go somewhere. But I don't think he would stop killing people. So I think,
Okay.
as I said, I would write it as Laurie Strode trying to track down Michael using little clues and like murders that she thinks could be attributed to him, and kind of a road trip type.
Yeah.
movie. But
It's interesting, and I don't know if you guys are familiar. And Carrie, I'm going to get to you as well. But are you all familiar with the basically what the rumor is about how Jamie Lee Curtis has demolished his house? You guys know about this? So in the
Yeah, I was gonna say.
oh, sorry,
something
I'm
about
stealing
that.
your thunder.
No, you're
Okay,
good.
no. All right, Carrie, you go ahead. I'll stop then. No, I'll stop because we can revisit that. So go ahead. Your turn. You go ahead.
No, I was just I heard about how she was going to have the house demolished, and
Hmm.
then I was thinking about where the heck is he going to go, knowing that that's his house. So
Hmm.
then I also heard about the rumor of him living in a cave.
Cave Dweller. That's
So,
the working title of the movie. Yep.
so he kind of lays stagnant or whatever for about 4 years. Lori gets to move on. She gets to marry Frank. That's what they
Hmm.
say happens. Maybe
Hmm.
I would like to
Yep.
see that happen.
I would too.
Or Ben Tramer.
Aw,
Maybe.
Ben.
Maybe.
Are they
Maybe.
bringing it back?
I mean,
Maybe.
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
It could be. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
But I would kind of. I know we've talked about this on other streams before. How we would like to kind of see Allison switch the role with Lori, with
yeah.
her being obsessed, knowing that her mother was killed by Michael. Maybe
Hmm.
Lori says, "Hey, we got to let this go. We got to move on." So then Allison goes rogue and
Yes.
tries to find him. And then
Hmm.
Lori knows that she has to go after her because she knows what Michael's capable of. So
Yep.
then they end up having a fight.
There you go.
I think that'd be
That's
great.
that's absolutely perfect, and that's pretty much honestly tapped in with exactly what you're thinking. That's because I think that's what I think Allison's going to be the one that's going to spearhead it, just like you said, and I think that Jamie, I keep saying Jamie, Lori is going to be at a good place now, a better
Yeah.
place, married, happy. The house is gone. It's been 4 years, and like you say, she's kind of moved on with her life. She's actually trying to have peace now in her life again. And Allison is the one that's churning with this revenge and hurt from her mom. And yeah, like you said, I think that she'll be the one that's primarily the pursuer. And then Lori has to get involved because she doesn't want to see her granddaughter be killed. So that brings her back into it. And guess what? That's her final fight. That's how and we lose Lori, ends up dying to save Allison. So she sacrifices herself to kill Michael and to stop so Allison can live on. And that's how it will end. I think she'll go out with a Dewey type of death, saving Tara and Sam and that thug Richie. And she's gonna she's gonna die, that thug. But I think that's what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna. That's why I think this is, Halloween ends. It's the end for Lori officially, but
Yeah.
she's
Because
gonna
we
go
did
out.
say you guys are not going to like
Yeah,
how this is going to
she
end.
said that.
Hmm.
She says you're going to be very
You're going to be
angry at this
mad.
movie,
Yep. You're
and
going to be mad.
I think it's because she's going to die. They're not going to let her have the happy ending that we're hoping for. But I think she'll die again. She'll die killing Michael, and I think they both die, and if not,
I'd
maybe at
be
the
okay
same
with
time.
that, to be honest. I
Yep.
would.
Yeah, especially if she gets to that peaceful place beforehand, because that'd be a ton of character growth. Because the way they've laid her out is that for the past 40 years, she's just unhealthy relationships, secluded herself. She hasn't been in a good place. So if she does get to a good place before she goes out, that's some great character growth.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And I think that if it's kind of the way it almost has to end, because it doesn't have to, like as a rule, but Jamie Lee's made it clear that this is it, that she's really not coming back. Like, she's
I
really
mean,
being very
she's been
vocal about it.
done, to be honest. I don't know
She
how they got
has.
her back.
They coaxed her back. They probably coaxed her back, saying, "Look, we're going to end the franchise with Michael. We literally want to, why don't we end your character right? Let's do it the right way this time, you know, and let's bring you back." And she agreed to do it, knowing it was a trilogy, knowing it was how it was going to end. So she's not. I'm convinced she's not coming back. Someone said, "Well, she always comes back." I said, "Well, that was 20. She's not 20 or 40 or 30 or 40 years old or even 50. All right, so she's getting older every year, like all of us. So I don't think so. I think this is, and her last Instagram post was really quite moving, and she talked about how she went and basically was sobbing and crying, saying goodbye to everyone, and how this was, it was the goodbye for Laurie Strode, the character. So I think they have to kill her. I think it's done. I don't want it. I want her to win. I want her to kill Michael, and I hope that's what happens. And I'll be like clapping and all that at the end. I just am going
It's
in like I did.
bittersweet.
It's bittersweet, and I'm going into this movie the same way I went into to Scream 6. Which Denisha, hey, good to see you here, Denisha. Glad you made it.
Hey,
The same
Denisha.
way, the same way I went into Scream 5, which is Dewey's dead. He's going to die in the hospital, and I knew that going in. I was ready for it, and I still bawled like a little baby to the point that I was blowing my nose. Not to be gross, but I was blowing my nose into my tissues because it just, even though I knew it was going to happen, I could it just.
I was in such denial going in. I was in such denial, like it's not going to happen. They're not going to
can't-
do it to
They
us.
can't do it. Yeah, I
And
know.
I think, yeah, radio science has already laid out kind of a, oh yeah, we know you loved him. That's why we did it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Unfortunately.
here's a question: if Laurie does die, because I personally believe that Halloween can go on without Laurie, because
Yeah.
Michael's who you think of, in my opinion, when you think of Halloween. Do you think they'll continue with Michael's story? Do you think they'll do something else like a anthology like the original plan was?
Carrie, you go first.
I think they should leave it alone, to be honest. I mean, maybe they could play on the season of The Witch and fix that, maybe, but just leave Michael
What do you
as
mean?
is.
What do you mean fix it? Caesar the Witch was like pure perfection cinema.
No, I mean, somehow they can fix it for the franchise because it just doesn't fit. In my
All right.
opinion, it doesn't fit at all.
Now, yeah, I watched a documentary on it, and someone said something that was really, I thought summed it up perfectly. The fact that it was a Halloween movie was its saving grace and its curse, because the only reason it got made is because it had the title Halloween, and the reason it failed is because it had the title Halloween and people didn't see
Mhm.
Michael. So,
Double-edged sword.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because so many of these movies turn out to be that way, or franchises, where you get these moments where it's just awesome, but then it comes with taxes you got to pay in some way, either through the story or through other characters, and so it always has this feeling of, you know what I mean? I hate that. I hate that. Don't you hate that feeling when you're like, yes, but oh. It's just like, I don't know. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
want to so bad, but oh.
But oh, so close. Like, but oh, dang it, not quite enough. Scott says if we think that this is the end for Jamie, he's got a bridge to sell us. Well, Scott, here's the thing: if this was 20 years ago, if this was like year 2000 or even 2010, I'd be like, come on, Jamie, we know better. But bro, a 70 to 75-year-old Laurie Strode. Nothing against. Look, there's a lot of people in that age that can do a lot of things. But I don't know if you saw the picture I posted on my thumbnail for shooting the bird a couple days ago. If you look at that picture, that's after she finished wrapped filming. She is bruised all over her chest and her. You see that? Her arms.
Yes, I
Those
saw
are
all
real-
those bruises.
Those
yeah.
are real bruises. She's in her mid 60s right now, and you can't do that at 75. I'm sorry, your bones will break. You become more brittle the older you get. So I'm just saying, look, anything's possible now. I'm not gonna mortgage my house on her not coming back. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm also gonna say I think the most plausible, practical thing at this point is that she really is done.
I think this is going to sound terrible to say, but I think it's probably for the best, because if she does come back, one of two situations is going to happen. One, she is going to be that old and she's going to be doing all these things, and people are going to complain like, oh, a 75-year-old woman's doing these.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
two, she comes back and she doesn't do them, and people complain that she's not doing enough.
Yep.
So
Can't satisfy everybody.
I think it's kind of a fitting end if it does happen.
Yeah,
It's respectful.
I do too. It is respectful. And to answer your question earlier, Eric, about can this thing continue with Michael, my opinion is that yes, it could eventually, but I think that not for a while. I think that once this ends, I believe it should go into an anthology type but movie series where they put out maybe a trilogy of anthologies where they're all different stories that are different creations, creatures, however they want to do it. You can do all kinds of stuff. You know, do like 2 or 3 of those. You can still call it Halloween, but you can call it Halloween. You know, well, like American Horror Story is a great example, right? You know, they always have a subtext, subtitle, and you know, so it's you could simply do Halloween the Mansion or Halloween whatever. You can pick your pick your take your pick, and then maybe after like 5-6 years, maybe you bring Michael back. I don't know. Maybe it's a new type of Michael Myers, but I don't know if he. It seems to me such an iconic character will never die forever. I just don't. I think there's always going to come back. You know, and it won't be a Strode connection anymore. Laurie, that story I think will be dead, but it'll be Michael with some a whole new people. I think is what would happen. But I think you got to wait a few years personally.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely not something right away.
Yeah, yeah.
I think everyone should just, after it ends, just take a break, and we should all of Hollywood band together and try to get Friday the 13th to start back up.
Oh, for real. Wouldn't that be great? That's a franchise that just needs to come back. Come on. You know? We're having a big
I'm missing me some Jason.
seriously, it's been a long time, and we're having this discussion a little bit on the collective the other day. I think before Fate and I got into a 40-minute battle royale.
Oh
I was watching that. It was
man. I'm like, dude. I'll tell you what. I am not talking about Stu for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not. We don't have the time.
When Fate said, "Give me 5 pieces of evidence that he's alive," I was like, "Oh, I wish I was in there because I could give him 10 right now."
Oh, you know what? But here's the thing, and Fate, if you're listening, brother, you know I love you, man. We had a good time with it, but it doesn't matter. It's like if I give him 5, they're not good enough. So he's gonna want 5 more, and then that's not gonna be good enough. And it's like that's why I kind of got over in the point in the discussion, you know, in our match back and forth. I kind of got to the point where I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter what I tell you. I think I said that. It's like it doesn't matter what I say. That's why I'm going to stop saying it because it just, obviously we're just 2 very hardcore different views. That's all. Like just very, very with conviction feel differently. That's all. And that's okay. That's fine.
Well, also, he can debate himself out of a paper bag.
It's true. It's true. Fate has some skills that I mean, listen, and he's and look, again, he's a really good friend. We talk all the time, and we have fun. And even after we got off that live stream, we were like, it was like coming out. It was like when you getting down from a match or something. We were like laughing and we were talking and stuff. But it gets passionate because I'm very passionate about this, as you guys know if you've been watching the channel. I am. It is what it is. I'm very passionate about it, so I'm not going to just sit back and just not respond. That's why I was like, I've got to respond. If he's going to keep going on and on and on, I'm not just, you can't just automatically just take the floor over and say I'm right, and then we're moving on. I got to respond. And he would, and if you know what, if I did that, he would need to respond. I would want him to respond. And so that's why that whole diatribe went for so long. But I felt bad for Jake and Knight because they were just like taking their headphones off.
I thought it was kind of funny, honestly. I was just
because they were like, we're texting each other.
They're texting each other. But it's all good, guys. Yeah, it was all in fun. We get passionate in the moment, but it's just like anything else in a relationship when you're friends, when you're with someone. Outside of that moment, you calm down and everything's fine. It's not. It's like it's a good time. Hopefully, it was entertaining for you guys. I hope it. I don't know. I was totally lost into what we were talking about. I was just like, I was in the zone at that moment. But it's funny though that and people will say, "Hey, when?" In fact, some people was even. I think it was Wayne. It was saying, "When's the next round? What's the next round for you and Fate?" And I was like, "Oh gosh, it's all in fun though." And I just want to make sure you guys always know that even when we get heated, like Friday was pretty heated. That's probably about the most heated it's been. It's still okay. It's like we're good. We're buds. It's all.
Oh, it was entertaining. It was
entertaining.
That's what I hope. I hope it was.
Like I said, my only problem is I'm just like clicking away on my keyboard, like trying to put my comments in.
Oh no!
And I'm like, the only thing I'll say to Fate is that the last shot of you ever see of Stu, he's still breathing. If you watch it, the last shot you ever see of Stu Macher, he's still breathing, which is more than you can say
And he
for
makes
any
that
other
sound.
Ghostface.
He makes
Yes,
that
and
sound too.
he does. He was like that, whatever, and then
Yeah.
they cut. But he's still making noise. You're right. You're both right, 100%. Yep. I love Joshua's comment.
Sorry,
They'll. Sorry, fate.
Sorry,
Sorry,
not
but
sorry.
not sorry. Oh, snap! In stereo. Cryogenics is doing good. She'll freeze herself and come back for Halloween 3000. Oh, that's just wrong,
Oh.
man.
Are we
Oh,
going to give it the
Jason
Jason
X.
X treatment?
Yeah, I said
Yes.
and sleep with everybody apparently.
Season of the Witch. I love that show. That was a good movie. Yeah.
Maybe I just have to watch it on its own. Maybe
should
that's
watch
what I
it
have to
again.
do.
You should watch it again. We should do a watch. Oh my gosh. Okay. In honor of Carrie, Eric knows what I'm about to say. If is anyone interested in the chat, there's 23 of you still hanging out here at midnight Eastern time, and I love you for it. Are any of you interested in a watch along party for Season of the Witch live
I know
stream?
Knight would love it. Knight would definitely love it.
Yes, Knight's there. Eric says he's on board. Carrie, are you on board?
I'm on board.
Yay! All right. If you like that in the chat, just throw me something real quick and say, "Yep, let's do it." I want to know I mean, look, I'll have fun with whoever's I have it on as a guest, but it's always fun with more of you. I love you guys in the chat. That's what makes it even more fun. So let me know if you guys are
that
interested.
Scream
In that.
one was amazing, by the way.
What's that?
Scream watch along. It was
Oh,
amazing.
thank you. It was a fun
Man.
time. Yeah, that lasted when it went to the after hours in the last hour. I was not prepared for that. I was really taken off guard. But it took
It
an
was
interesting
on a
turn.
whole other level.
It went to a whole different level. Hey, Destin, what's up, brother? We're talking
Hey, Destin.
Halloween, and we're talking a little bit of Scream, right?
Yes, but just a little bit of Scream.
Just a little bit. We have to.
A little.
But that. In fact, that after that live stream ended, the next day, I had to go in and change my set. I had to demonetize the video because of adult content. So
Yeah, she was saying some things.
I had to go in there and change it to an 18 or over, which immediately disables the all the ads. So it's demonetized, and that's okay though because it was worth it. It's all right. It's not gonna make a dime on it, but it's okay because it was a great experience. It was hilarious, and I just wasn't prepared for how things went. But it was something. If you were there, you guys know, and. If you weren't there and you really want to hear something go extremely different than you may think, pull up the live watch along party and fast forward watch it with the movie if you want to. But if you can't, we'll fast forward it to the 2-hour mark and and lock yourself in with your seatbelt and get your popcorn ready. That's all I can tell you.
I didn't get to watch it because I was at work, but
Eric?
I did watch your
You gotta
other
watch
video.
the Naughty Nancy story time.
I did watch your other video that she was part of, and she was saying some stuff about the hotels after filming, and I was like,
Yes.
okay, this isn't what I expected to hear. So if it's anything like that, then
that is
Times 10.
that's a Disney 1960s Disney cartoon. Okay,
okay.
Oh yeah, I'm not even joking. I'm dead serious. I dare not spoil it. I dare not spoil it. So I highly encourage you if you have time, whenever you have time, fast forward that sucker to about 2 hours, and just that last hour, just get your popcorn ready. And then you have to message me on Instagram and tell me what you thought.
I'm definitely going to now, just because
Oh, yeah.
I just can't fathom what could be on there.
Nope, you can't, and you won't until you hear it. You won't. I'm telling you, you wouldn't in a million years. You would never ever guess it.
Okay then.
So I've teased it enough. I think you got to see it. Craven versus Fate next round in a hospital, especially because Jake loves hospitals. Naughty Nancy. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh, you guys.
Is that what all the Naughty Nancy comments have been in the video?
Yes.
I've been,
Uh-huh.
I've been
Yes.
wondering what that was.
That's what it's about, man.
Okay then.
Oh, yeah.
I shot 6 times. Says, yeah, I'll stop in for that. I'll stop in for that. All right. Good. Let's see. Robert's got a great question. What do you think of David Gordon Green meaning by saying Halloween Ends will be a coming of age film? Interesting. Yeah. Any thoughts on that, guys? Carrie or Eric? You want to comment on that?
Mm,
Maybe the fact of Lori not being obsessed with Michael anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's her coming of age, her
Yeah.
growth.
yeah, I was thinking of something similar, but like a complete role reversal because it always seemed like uh, I forget Andy Matichek's character's name.
Allison.
Allison. Yeah.
Allison, yeah,
Hmm.
Allison was sort of, she was open and everything, whereas Lori was really closed off, and maybe it's coming of age where they're going to switch now that Allison's experienced what Lori experienced. She's going to turn into Lori, and Lori's going to kind of revert back to a normal state of normal. So maybe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is. I think those are all really good points, and I think I agree with this idea of Lori coming of age because think about her whole life, really in this new timeline since it's she's wanted to get, it's all been about Michael. I mean, remember in 2018 she's living off the grid out here in this with this whole panic room thing and all this stuff. We know all this stuff, the old weapons. So for her to let that all go and say it's over, I'm moving on. That's a big coming of age quote storyline. So I think that makes sense to me. I think that it's a good point. If you guys have any questions for us, let's talk about it. Hit us up. We got Halloween on the plate tonight, but you know what? If you want to dip into these Scream waters, we can do that. Destin says, yes, I'm already there. Okay, man.
Woohoo!
Season of the Witch. Well, all these people saying that they're going to be there. I think there's only one thing that we should do. It's appropriate. I mean,
I know it's coming.
after all. Oh yes, that's right. We're gonna be there, baby.
That's how I do my makeup in the morning. Right there.
That's perfect.
Oh,
Oh, Scott says I can't watch along. I'll be doing something less painful. I can't make a nail into my eye. Oh my gosh!
Season of the Witch isn't bad.
Wow.
Oh, come on. If I'm watching it, you got to give it a try.
I know. Come on now. Yes. All right. All right. Everybody's lining up saying we'll be there. I like it. Well, almost all of us, except for Scott. Scott's a party pooper. No, I'm just joking, man. It's okay.
And I
All
love
right.
that they brought the masks back in such a fun way in Halloween Kills. Well, I say fun, but it wasn't really fun for the people wearing them in Halloween
gosh.
Kills. Yeah.
So,
Especially the little boy. I felt so bad when the family he won the contest or whatever. Remember, and the family takes the little boy to the Shamrock, factory, and he's like, "Here, we're gonna put him in this room and watch. Put your mask on and watch the TV show." I'm like, "Oh, dun, 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 dun." Oh, I'm sorry, Carrie, you've seen it, right? You've seen it. Am I spoiling? I won't say anymore. I won't
to
say
be
anymore.
honest, I haven't seen it since I was like a kid.
Okay, all right. I will
young.
not say another word about specifics. No spoilers. But you know what you know what I'm talking about,
Oh,
right?
I've heard. Yes, I
Oh.
remember the theme.
Silver Shamrock. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
you can't
All
forget
right.
that.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh
It's
no,
just
you can't. It stays.
No. Mhm.
burned in your mind forever. Oh my gosh. All right. So, well, let's see. We'll start to get ready to wrap this up. We've been on for a good hour and a half now, so let's go ahead another 5 minutes, and we can call it a night. So, if you could, let's do it this way. If you could change anything in the history of the franchise, if you could change, like, looking back on it and say, okay, if I had the power to go back and change this thing, this event, or anything, is there one thing you would go back and change for the franchise or do differently? Very curious what you think.
I mean, there's one thing. I think they should establish whether or not if they're brother or sister, because I feel like a couple of them are like, no, they're not brother and sister, and then in half of the freaking franchise. They were brother and sister.
Right. So
That's
they,
one thing I would definitely change. Like, just have them not be related.
I think
Okay.
John Carpenter agrees with you. He's openly said that he really regrets making them brother and sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If it were me,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to clarify first that I actually really did enjoy Halloween Kills. I've said a lot of negative things
Yeah.
about it, but I really did enjoy it.
Me too.
But if it were me,
Me
what
too.
I would probably do is I would like cut out a bunch of Halloween Kills. Maybe go like I would keep the recreation of '78, keep the firefighter scene, and then I don't know, cut it from there to right where they go back to the house at the end, and then add that on to Halloween Ends. Like not have Halloween Kills be a bridge. I think that's a perfect word that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
used, Gary. Not have it be a bridge, but instead add those significant scenes to Halloween Ends. You won't have the trilogy, but you'll have, I think, two well-defined movies. Because yeah, I think that would made a lot more people happy about Halloween Kills because there was a lot of unnecessary dialogue. I think specifically using the "Evil Dies Tonight" about 2 million times.
Mavericks reading your mind.
Americans.
Yeah.
It's exactly. It wouldn't have been uttered once. And you know what? If it would uttered once, maybe even like twice, that would have been okay. But it was the silver shamrock of that movie. It got in there and it never went away.
It's right. Oh, Dustin says, bring back Josh Hartnett from H2O and bring back Danielle Harris. Yeah.
Danielle Harris for sure.
Yes.
I would love to see her again.
Yep.
And maybe a more respectful role than what Rob Zombie's movies did to her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
100%, man.
But I actually love Josh Hartnett in H2O.
Yeah. I enjoyed
I loved
H2O.
him too.
I think the movie was great. I loved it. And, you know, if you brought it back where she had the son again like that, I mean, you could do a lot of stuff. But I loved H2O. Again, I know it has its flaws, of course, but I thought it was good. And then it was a Holla Scream, you know, or a Scream-a-ween, you know,
But
because you
think
got
about that one shot when he's hanging on to that pole and then he just
such a
drops
good one.
down. I mean, that was
yes.
that scene was epic. Like I loved that.
And you guys know where that scene happened, right? Y'all know?
Where?
Isn't it using the same building that they use for Milton's house?
It's Milton's house in Scream 3. It's
What?
the same exact house.
Yep.
In fact,
Oh my god, I
that
didn't know that. Or maybe
Yes.
I did.
Yep, that whole archway where he comes down from, it's the same archways in the Milton Mansion. That's where they film. It's just different furniture and decorations. But if you watch H2O again, you'll see it right away. You'll notice it right away. Oh my gosh, this is it. It was the school in H2O where they were at the finale. Yep,
Now I have
Same.
to see it.
same building, Scream 3 Mansion. Yep, that's right. You guys know what's up.
H2O also had that really iconic shot with the circular window where you got Laurie and Michael popping up and
Yes.
seeing each other for the first time
I
in
was
20
going to say
years.
that too.
First
that
time
was
in
such a
20
good shot.
years.
Too.
That was an iconic shot. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, it was. Wayne says H2O was my favorite sequel. Yeah, it's really good. I thought it was very good. It's so fast paced. It's such a. It never gets boring. It just moves, and then all of a sudden it's over. Like whoa,
Yeah.
you know. And you got Ice. What's his name? LL Cool J, right in there.
Writing the
Little cool
erotic
J.
fiction.
Yes, right. Talking to his wife, trying to run lines
Rodney,
by her.
I think his name was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was
good.
really good. And I like the guy that played her boyfriend in the school, the teacher.
Yeah,
older-
Arkin. It's like Alan Arkin's son or something.
I think it is, yeah. He was a good character, I thought. I hated to
I
see him
liked him.
die. It was sad.
Yeah. That's
I really like the ending. How Laurie wasn't accepting. Oh, Michael's dead. We're done. She's like, no, we're
Nope.
gonna make sure. I love that she just like, you know what? I'm taking this van and she
Yes.
hit him with and that shot where she's driving and you just see the body bag in the back start moving. I'm like, oh, still giving me
Yes.
chills.
Oh, and the epic shot when she's got the axe, right? And she got the axe, and she just brings the axe. She hits it, and there goes the head. I said, "This is so satisfying. It was like she won. She did it. She got the victory. And then
Because
Resurrections
Jamie
has
Lee
to be
Curtis
made.
did not want to come back.
No, that
And
was it.
knowing that Kevin Williamson was like, well, we can't kill the shape, so I have a loophole
Yeah.
for you.
That's
didn't
How
right.
they-
about we put somebody else in the costume
And they'll make
and
it.
we'll chop his head off?
Yeah, and the audience will think you killed Michael.
Hmm.
Which honestly, there's a part of me that wants to completely retcon, disown Resurrections as if it never existed, and that she
Yeah.
did kill Michael in H2O. But Eric, you were going to say something, Eric?
Well, I heard somewhere that they because in Resurrection, the very beginning of Resurrection, you see like a recreation of that night where it tells you that it was someone else. But
Yes.
I heard that they actually filmed that at the same time they filmed the ending to H2O because the studio wanted to make sure that there was a way to bring Michael back.
Yes.
So
that's
they
right.
Okay.
And
I didn't know if that was true, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, they
In
had
the
to.
contract.
It's contractual obligation. Mustafa Akkad made it. It was in a contract where you cannot kill him. So you can do whatever you want to him, but he has to live. And so that's why they shot the footage, because they already knew that he was going to be alive again. This was a fake out, and which ticked me off when Resurrections, because the whole bait and switch really did tick me off.
Explaining it to us like we're dumb.
Yeah, like, oh, come on, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? I'm
What
the
are you
fate to
doing?
sign him. I mean,
are you
seriously,
doing?
what are you doing? I love you, Fate. Wayne says Thorn is poo poo. No, he don't like the Thorn trilogy.
I agree.
It's not
Okay,
the greatest.
I gotta ask you guys. Okay, at the end of 5, when Michael's in jail, they finally got him arrested. He's in jail, and all of a sudden you see the camera's like at the ground level, and the car pulls up, the door opens, and you see these black boots stepping out of the van. I mean, of the car, and this trench coat and a hat on. I'm like, what's about to happen? Is this a lawyer? Who is this? And then he goes in there and just opens up and just kills everybody. Open fires them, and then busts them out of jail. And then the movie ends. What do each of you think the first time you saw it? Do you remember, like, what were your thoughts? Because my thought was, what the heck did I just see? Who is this? I was in total shock. Any thoughts?
My thought was that Michael Myers shouldn't need a sidekick.
True.
Facts. It's true. He shouldn't need
Didn't-
someone to help him get out of jail.
Didn't Jamie walk into see the destruction, and then she went to that
Yes.
cell, and then she was like, "No!" And then
No!
it echoes. And
Yes.
then the credits.
That's right. I think there was the big hole in the wall, right? I believe.
Yeah.
And she's just like, no, kind of like when we got from poor Donald Pleasance. No, that was
Yeah.
great. Gut wrenching, dude. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, it was honestly, it kind of is creepy. Kind of gives you chill bumps. The
That
way
was
they
in
make it
4.
sound. That was in exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when she killed her mom. Well, step.
Oh no, that was in 6.
Yeah, I was thinking of 6 at the end when he
at
gets,
the
he
end.
gets the thorn mark.
Thorn on his wrist.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
And he's like grabbing his wrist. He's like, no. It was horrifying. It was like,
Oh, because he was making a similar no in 4.
He was
When,
when
Jamie-
Jamie killed her mom.
Yeah.
oh,
Because he was like,
yes.
Oh no, she became.
Yep.
Now, what did you guys think about in 4 when she was like almost in sync with Michael? Were you guys okay with that, or
Like this ESP thing, like this connection.
yeah, like
Yeah.
when she was like showing her putting the mask on and stuff, and
Mhm.
like knowing when he's about to kill someone? Were you guys okay with that, or?
Wow. Eric, what do you think, man? Go ahead. What were your
I
thoughts?
think I was. I don't particularly care for the Thorn trilogy, but I did really enjoy 4, and I think Danielle Harris, being such a young child actor, she did amazing. But 4, I think it progressively, I like them less and less. I really did enjoy 4. But yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect, like setting her up like she's gonna be the next Michael. But yeah, I enjoyed that.
Hmm. Yep. I uh I thought that was interesting. I kind of forgot about that just for a second. That whole part of it, where yeah, she was gonna basically take over, or it was infected her or whatever. Yeah, I was okay with it too. I thought it was interesting. It didn't bother me at all. I really liked four. I thought it was a pretty good movie. I love when he goes to the diner and he's on his way to find Michael, and it's the first time they
Mhm.
lock eyes together in the diner, and
Yes. Oh my
oh,
god, that was
that
so
whole
good.
scene wasn't that great? You know, and Michael's in the
Hmm.
kitchen or whatever, and they like see each other. It's such a good scene, and it was like, wow, this is great. So I enjoyed four a lot. I did. I enjoyed four, and I think it really went. I mean, five. I don't know if a lot of people hate five. I don't even hate five. I gotta tell you, I don't hate the trilogy. All right, honestly, I don't. The Thorn trilogy, I don't hate it. I think that I didn't like that six tried to just explain everything. You know, the whole thing. Here's the Dr. Wren or Wynn from 78. You know, the Dr. Wynn's back in the picture now and in charge of this cult. And, you know, the whole thing, you know, with
Yeah,
the, giving birth to the baby.
and
And,
wasn't it like
With the
Daniel Harris's
baby.
character
yes,
that's supposed to be
Danielle
given?
Harris's.
She gave birth to the baby, and it was like heavily implied that it was Michael's baby, but it's like
Yeah,
Michael is her uncle.
yeah, that's what the vibe I got
Yeah.
was that he impregnated her. Is that what you thought, Carrie? That was my thought, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what happened. They
yeah,
had to tread softly on it, so it was more so an implication. But yes, that's
right.
unfortunately what they were going for. I
Yeah.
don't like the Curse of Michael Myers. I
No.
love Paul Rudd.
I was about to
I
say we
love
got a
him.
young Paul
I
Rudd.
Yes.
love him, but
Yes.
I don't like that one at all. I
Yeah.
don't.
It's a tough watch. It is. It's a tough watch because the movie starts with Danielle Harris pregnant in the room and giving birth. Right. I think that's the movie opens if I remember right. And then
Yeah.
Michael's in there, and it's just so bizarre. And then you get then Wynn tries to recruit Dr. Loomis to join him. You know, we can join forces and can basically control Michael and control the child. And he's like, I want no part of it, you know, and all this. But I remember the scene when I think it was Paul Rudd was in the house, and this was before they went to at the end. This was before all the reveal, and all of the like the druid looking people in their capes and their hoods were in the front yard. You remember this? They were like around the house, and then all of a sudden, I think he passes out. Like one of them comes up there and drugs him or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing it with another movie, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And then they wake up in this facility. This where it all goes down at the end.
Yeah, isn't that they wake up where the same place where Paul Rudd like ends up hitting Michael
Hmm.
like with the terrible flash cuts, hitting him, and
Yes.
then he starts bleeding that green goo.
Oh my
Yes.
god,
Okay,
it's
Yes,
horrible.
that's right. Like what really? What's going on with six, man? There's some issues with that film. There's no doubt about it.
Yes,
I think the name
it's off the
curse
rails.
the name
Yeah.
curse was originally on set that they called it that because the movie was they said working on it was terrible, so they called it Curse.
Yeah.
The
Dang.
Curse of Michael Myers, and they just ended up someone heard it and thought it sounded good for the movie, so they used it.
Wow. Really? Oh
Yeah,
my
I
gosh.
believe it the way that it is.
No, right? Well, and I think it wasn't it five that and I don't have his name in front of me, but the director of five had never seen a Halloween movie before. The guy they
Yeah,
hired to direct it, he'd never even seen a movie in the franchise.
yeah.
And
I didn't know that.
yes, totally just coming in. He was just hired to do the job. No fan of it, no knowledge of it. He's never seen a movie. And I'm like, why do you? It'd be like radio silence. It'd be like hiring, I don't know, anybody, somebody who's never had, someone who's worked on foreign films or something, who's never seen a horror movie or never seen a Scream film. Can you imagine them being given that script to do Scream 5? It could have been a complete disaster. And anyway, so
If
that's
they
just,
did, I
yeah.
would riot.
Oh my gosh. It would be so bad. It would be social media would absolutely melt down. It would probably shut down.
The
It'd be so
Scream,
much.
the Scream subreddit would just go bananas.
Oh gosh, yeah, you can't do that. Destin says just change the mask for H2O and it would have been great. I mean, I don't disagree. I still
Which
love
one?
H2O. Yeah, right.
There
You
was
go.
3.
That's true. That's
Mhm.
right.
And the
Mavericks,
CGI.
Maverick, and the CGI. They filled the pool in with concrete. That's right. So in Milton's mansion, where the pool is, they filled it with concrete. I forgot about that. So it's a courtyard. So when you watch it in H2O and you see the courtyard and stuff there, that's the pool. You just don't know it's the pool underneath it. Imagine that being they have to fill it up with concrete, and then when you leave, you got to take it all out and get the pool back in
Oh my
working
god, that would be a
working order.
nightmare.
It would be a total nightmare. Let's see,
Yeah, I don't
Anthony.
envy people doing that job.
Oh, I know. Imagine that. Hey, Eric, I'm going to hire you to come fill in concrete and then come back and get it all out and fix it up pretty. That's your job.
No, thank you.
Me either.
Here's my resignation.
Exactly. I would undo Halloween 5. I'd bring back Rachel. Oh, I liked Rachel. I
I
would
like
also
Rachel too.
yes, I was also set up the cult storyline to make sense. So Anthony says he'll keep the cult storyline. Okay, just do it better. All right.
Did anyone else think that Rachel's death was kind of rushed? Like, I just feel
I'm trying to
like
remember.
I just
Go
feel
ahead.
like they just killed her. Like, I know she wasn't like a staple character, but I feel like she deserved more than what she got.
Yeah,
She had a really good relationship with Daniel Harris's character.
Yeah.
she did. They were there exactly, and then you had Tina in there. You know,
I'm sorry, but I love Tina. I know
I mean,
everybody says, "Oh my god, she's annoying," but I loved her.
but you
I
know what
love
about
Wendy Kaplan. I love her.
well, and I don't have a problem with Tina because she cared about her. I mean, she
She
really did.
sacrificed herself.
She did. She cared about her genuinely. And I remember, like, I never will forget that scene. Oh, gosh, I laughed. I wish I had the audio. I used to have an
Do
audio
I
clip
know what
of
you're
it.
about to say?
I
I'm
don't
wondering if I know what
know.
you're about to say.
Let's see if you may or may not. I'll be curious if it's what you're thinking. There's a
Okay.
scene when Tina's there in the police station, and Donald Pleasance is there, and he's like, and she's like, I'm sorry, I have to go, and it's like, Tina's a 9-year-old girl. Tina needs you. She starts to leave, and he goes, Tina, and then he looks over to the police and he says, for God's sake, stop her. And I'll just that scene. I don't know why it made me laugh when I watched it. I died. It just cracked me up the way because I can't do Donald Pleasance justice, but he's like he's got this animated
need
look. You know, right? I need night exactly. He's like,
Yeah.
for God's sake, stop her! It's just this dramatic. Anyway, that's obviously not the scene you were thinking. I can tell by your reaction. So what scene were you
No,
thinking
I
of?
was thinking of the one in the hospital whenever she sneaks the dog in. And all she does is bop it up, bop it up, bop it up, and everybody hates when she does that. They're like, this girl is so annoying.
Oh gosh.
I liked her energy. I don't know.
Yeah, I did too, though. I really did. I did.
Which
Uh,
was it 5 or 6 that had the clown cops? I forget.
Oh my god.
the Cloud Cops.
Clown cops.
No, I know what
Oh, the-
what you're talking
oh.
about because they have that
Oh.
hokey freaking background
It's-
music every
Yes.
time they show them.
And they
What
come out
the heck?
like, all clear, nothing above, nothing below. It's like,
I
what?
know it's when Rachel dies, so it has to be the
That's
fifth
gotta be.
one.
That's got to be. Is that 5 or 4?
It-
It's 4.
I would
Isn't it?
have to say it's 5 because
5.
I know it's whenever she died. She gets
Okay.
killed in 5.
So that's 5 then. That's 5. Okay. I forgot about the what, dude? What's up with that?
Yeah,
I
it,
totally
like-
forgot about that.
I don't know what it was. It's like, even just their whole energy would have been whatever if the music, if that sound hadn't been there. And I was like, who added this?
Oh
Like,
my god.
Uh,
They did
but
that on purpose. I feel like they did.
well, I mean, if that's the director who had never seen a Halloween movie, I guess
It was.
makes a little bit more sense.
yeah, it was. Apparently, he used to do clown documentaries before that. So
And he doesn't take cops seriously.
exactly. Andrew says Karen deserves so much better. They set her up for a showdown and kills and completely fumbled it. Yeah, I'm not happy with her death. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm not at all happy about it.
I don't think
Someone
they
had to
fumbled
die,
it.
I guess.
But does she have to die like that, Carrie?
I
That's the
know.
problem I have. I just don't. If she's gonna die, let her die fighting, man. Go down like Dewey, or something. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're right. I
It
mean,
was definitely a sneak attack.
it
It was a sneak
was.
attack.
And
Thank
she
you,
did a sneak
Anthony.
attack on him too.
True.
Yeah, she came in with a
Came
pitchfork while
in.
he wasn't.
Yep.
But I like my thoughts on that whole thing was a lot. I've seen a lot of people judging it like, oh, why didn't she keep going? It's because her plan wasn't to do that. Her plan was to
Hmm.
lure him out to
Oh
where
yeah.
everyone else was.
It was
So
just a
I think
bait and
the
switch thing. Yeah.
yeah, but I think then when it got to the whole group of people fighting him, that's when they lost me a little bit because there was no reason they shouldn't have overtaken him. But
I hear you, man. I
gotta have the
know.
next one.
Maybe he just feels very uncomfortable without his mask.
He definitely does. It's like he doesn't know what to do. It's like he's naked. He's like he doesn't know what to do without that mask on.
That was another great shot though when he like after he pulls it down, like you kind of see his face all bloody and covered, and you see his hand missing the fingers pulling it down over. Like I don't know why when
Yes.
they do like those slow motion shots of him putting the mask on, it always like it's I don't know, it's like a goosebumps feeling.
Oh yeah.
This is one of the things I want in every movie. It's just a slow mo with that mask going on.
Love it. Hey, KLL says he knows the ending. Well, KLL, please no spoilers in the chat, man. If you do know, that's great. That's awesome. But please do not share any spoilers in the chat, which I appreciate it. Let's see.
Yeah, that would kind of break our hearts.
Yep. It would. I remember that scene. Daniel Harris did a great job. Yeah, yeah. She was great. She was really really good. Oh man, let's see here.
Yeah, every Halloween I watch the Halloweens from start to finish, but I'm sorry, I skipped the third one. I skipped the curse. I
Oh
tried to watch it this year, but I was like, nope, sorry, Paul Rudd, can't do it.
yeah, it's
And then
rough.
of
It's
course I
rough.
skipped Resurrection,
Good on you. Good job.
and then I got to enjoy 2018.
Nice. I
Do
love
you
it.
also skip the Rob Zombies?
I did. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just
I do
I
own
skipped
them
two.
though.
Yeah.
I own them. I own both of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do,
Hmm.
but I just haven't watched them ever since I bought them.
I'm never gonna watch them again. I have no desire at all. If I don't enjoy something, why am I gonna make myself sit down for an hour and a half and endure it a second time or a third time? I just don't. I'm like, hey, if I buy a movie and I haven't seen it, and I just roll the dice and I don't like it, okay, I'll still own it, but I'm never gonna watch it again. I'm just.
I mean, Destin's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it does have some decent kills, but man, I mean, I don't know,
I
Destin.
liked Ryan Merriman. He was the kid that was watching the streams. He was the
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Decker.
yeah. It was Decker.
That
They
was
were
his
dressed as Vincent Vega and the guys from
Wasn't
Pulp
it
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, there's there you can always find some good in things, but to me, it's just there's too much wrong with that movie for me to take it serious, and
Yeah.
just the whole beginning. Again, not to go back to what we talked about earlier, but the way that movie starts is the biggest indicator of where this thing's going. And if you take the first act and the final act are horrible in my book, what's in the middle, I don't really care anymore because it starts and it ends all epic fails, both of them. So that's why it's hard for me to go back to that movie because I already know I'm going to hate the beginning and I'm going to hate the ending. So I mean, I may pull some good out of the middle here and there, but is it really worth going through all of that to end up where I'm going to turn it off and say that was wretched? Like, why did I do this to myself? But
It's
listen,
like eating a hot pocket, and then you bite into that frozen part,
I love you, Carrie. That's
and then you're like,
awesome.
this ain't right. So then you
This-
stop eating it.
This is,
that's such a relatable reference.
it is.
I don't know why that popped in my head, but it did.
Hey, sometimes the best things in life are just spontaneous ideas and
Ask
lightning in a
Matthew,
bottle. Bam. I love
because
this.
man, yeah,
All right, so Destin says, what if they start a new timeline? Okay. Another, we've done it 30 times, so we can do it again.
Mhm.
Where Daniel Harris is grown and in an insane asylum. Okay, I mean, that adds up for 4 and 5. Yep. And they have to seek her to help find Michael Myers, ignore Sixth and the Thorn. Okay. Well,
Mm, I'm
I,
not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it if she has those tendencies or those ESP. What do you call it? What's telekinetic? Not telekinetic necessarily, but if that connection,
Telepathic.
telepathic. Thank you. If she's got that little
Telepathic. Scary.
telepathic connection
Well,
that we
how
saw
Oh,
in
wait, that
four, I
wasn't
mean,
scary.
I don't know. You could
how
do
could
something.
how could Daniel Harris's character exist though? Because wasn't she was a daughter of Laurie Strode, but she
So
died.
Halloween would have to exist. The first one and the
Yes.
second one would have to
Yeah.
exist.
It
Yeah,
would. It would.
the second one would have to exist for her because
Yep.
she's the nephew of Michael Myers, so they would still have to be established as brother and sister. So
Right.
I don't think with the current timeline that could exist. Could
Unless
it?
if they retcon again.
If they retconned and
Well-
made two canon, the original
Man.
Halloween 2 canon, yeah.
Oh man.
We'll just
Could
put
be.
this here, put that there.
Yeah,
put this here.
basically, it's like a jigsaw puzzle at this point. Oh, we'll just rearrange it. Let's move the pieces there. I mean, look,
Yeah, you gotta
it
bite off a corner just to make it fit.
You do really.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, because if you did that, then Halloween 2018 would be completely wrong because Allison specifies directly in that movie that no, she was not his brother. That's just something that someone made up. So it would be retconning its own.
hmm
If they made it work, I would
Wow.
be amazed.
That is, I mean, our heads are trying to explode right now, trying to make it work. I mean, that's what a bad
I mean,
beginning
there's
to a
smoke
movie.
coming out.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if it's this complicated for us as fans, I think that's just.
But what could happen is doesn't it state that in 2018 that Lori had several ex-husbands? Maybe
Maybe.
they could retcon and say that she had a child with one of her previous ex-husbands that he took,
Mm.
so isn't in the
Frank,
movie. And
you got Ben Tramer, you got
Yeah.
who was the curly dude in Halloween 2?
Oh,
He's the one
Lance
who
Guest.
slipped in
Lance Guest is the actor's name, but I'm trying. I know you're talking about. He was in love with Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he went on to be in The Last Starfighter after that, by the way. If you guys know what that
Nice.
movie is.
I'm trying
I
to
don't
remember
remember
the
his character's name, but hey, maybe.
But yeah, I was just thinking if we could bring
Yeah.
excuse me, Danielle Harris could be Laurie's daughter still, but just from a previous marriage that maybe her ex-husband took.
Right. Yeah. I
They
mean,
can make it work that way.
you can make it work like that. You sure. And you don't have to get a ton of backstory. Just like with Stu, some of the folks that are not on the Stu train, whose fate has not yet been decided. Yeah. Certain individuals out there, that feel that there's a need for a 60-minute explanation. And I don't believe that's the case. I think you can work with a 2-minute explanation, a really very quick thing about this and I won't get all into it now because we'll turn this for an hour. We'll go another hour till like 3 a.m. talking Stu, and that's okay and that's fun. But you know what I'm saying? You don't have to. It doesn't have to be this long diatribe of what, in my opinion.
Just make it logical.
Just make it, yeah. Just make it plausible.
Make
That's
it
all
make
I
sense.
ever asked for.
I can
Make it-
do it in a minute. I can
Yeah.
give a full explanation in 1 minute how it would happen.
Yes, and then you lay it out. It's plausible, and we move on. Next scene. It's over. We don't have to talk about it anymore. This is why it happened. This is how come he's still alive. His death was faked, which is my current favorite theory right now. My favorite
I
theory.
sent you that script, didn't I?
Yes,
The script I wrote that
yes, you
shows.
did. I read that. Yes, it's very good.
You should forward that to
They
Faith.
said that his name was
I
Jimmy, by the
should.
way.
What's that?
They said that his name was Jimmy, by the way. Now I remember.
Okay. Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy. Scott's saying that Danielle Harris was not in 6. She was recast. Okay.
Yeah, because she was much
Okay.
older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just in that very first birth scene.
Yeah, because right after she gives birth, she escapes to hide the baby,
Yes.
and then Michael kills the
Then
character.
kills her. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good call, Scott. Thanks for the clarification. KLL, do you want to send me some behind the scenes pics? If you would like to send me pics, as long as they're not spoilers, I don't want to see Lori and Michael hanging off the top of the radio tower yet. I want to save that for the theater. But if you if you
Just
have
hanging
some,
out.
if you've got some non-spoiler pictures, then yeah, buddy,
To kiss you
send them to
now
me.
or later?
Yeah,
Oh,
just send it to my
maybe
Instagram if you can.
maybe
Thank
you
you.
will get another one of the classic Michael lowering himself with one arm from the radio
Yeah.
tower.
Radio tower. He's just dangling
I'm
there.
for it.
That's what we're gonna see.
Oh gosh. Yeah, thanks KLL. I appreciate that. If you want to send them to my Instagram, you can just send them to me in a direct message. I would love to see them. Yeah, and I appreciate that.
This radio tower.
The radio tower. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. If you guys need to leave, let me know. We can shut down. I don't want to keep you guys overextend y'all's stay tonight. Um,
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm all good.
okay. Well, we still got about
We're
22
speaking to
people.
a night
So,
owl.
hey, man, how about we go with 20 more minutes? Is that all right? That'll be midnight central. Is that good? Okay.
Good with me?
All right, guys, keep your questions coming in. The Thorn trilogy follows the same naming convention as the Pink. Oh wait, okay, really? Return of the Pink Panther, Revenge of the Pink Panther, The Curse of the Pink Panther. Oh my gosh, I never even thought of that.
Is
That's
that for real?
hilarious. Yeah, it really is for real.
Oh my gosh.
That's exactly what those movies. I've seen all three of those Panther movies. Yep.
That's crazy.
That is what. Does that almost like make this even worse now?
It definitely makes Curse worse because they should have realized it after Return
I mean-
and Revenge.
Really, I know.
I
That's-
mean, a lot of sequels back in that time loved to do returns, revenges, curses, so it was kind of bound to happen.
The return made sense because it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying, hey, we got a 3 without him. Here, he's returning. But like,
Yeah. I mean, why do you have to be that on the nose though? I mean, that's like you're exactly the same. I mean, there's got to be more creativity. You know, look, I got an idea. There's this thing called a thesaurus. You can actually look up synonyms. You can actually look up words that mean revenge that are not revenge.
I mean,
Oh,
I
well.
do that.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Gangster, that's freaking hilarious. Thank you for sharing that. That is a great little trivia.
yeah, I didn't know that at all.
I've got to
It
tell somebody
really
about that now. You guys, we got to work that into a conversation with somebody. You know, that's trivia knowledge there.
I have
Hey.
something that's going to blow your mind.
It's going to blow your mind. What does the Pink Panther have in common with the Halloween franchise? Nobody's going to ever guess that.
No.
All right. All right, KLL, be careful now, man. You're starting to get a little spoily, buddy. You know, I don't want to block you out of the chat, man. I want you to stay here. But let's be careful, all right? Let's be careful, please.
You know, another good thing about the Thorn trilogy, I believe Curse actually has
Yeah.
one of my favorite masks.
Oh, really? Okay.
I believe it's Curse. I have that mask. I've got the Trick or Treat Studios version. I've got that one, and I've got the Halloween 2018 masks.
Oh, speaking of masks, okay. I have to share. I don't have the pictures right here.
Oh, it's sitting right there. I can grab it if you'd like.
Yeah, why don't you grab that real quick? Everybody who's still here at this really late hour, yeah, Eric's gonna grab something. It's a real treat. This is something he's been working on here, and it's a
Oh, is it the mask he's been talking about?
yes. He's been working on the metallic,
Ooh.
the silver ghost face mask, and I am very excited. Look at that. Let me take a look at that.
Whoa.
Isn't that awesome? I'll
That
make it a
is
little
really
There you
awesome.
go. You can see it a little bit better there.
Yeah,
That is so amazing, dude. I really want. I'm going to talk to you about getting one of those,
That's
man.
cool.
See, that's just
yeah,
so.
it was
cool.
the Matthew Lillard's character, the Chrome ghost face.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This stuff's getting lit.
Yeah. Stew energy right there.
That is, man. It is some real stew energy.
Yeah.
That mask is amazing, though, Eric. That's really awesome, bro. Look at that.
Yeah, that's for Jack. But I still got to do the mouth has got to be black, and I got to get some fabric to actually make the hood. But yeah,
Nice.
I am jealous,
Oh.
Jack. I'm jealous. But you know what? I think Eric has teased a little something for myself here, haven't you? Haven't you, Eric? You've teased it the other day.
I did. I've actually Jack actually knows more about it because I was speaking with him earlier. But yeah, I got the design finished for it. I just got to start printing it now, and there's some electronic portions that I have to
No, seriously?
Ooh.
do. There's
Oh my
gonna
gosh,
be some sounds and some lights.
bro.
So yeah,
That is my mind is
Dude,
like
if
blown.
you put Stu freaking quotes in there.
well, I mean that I'm not gonna say anymore.
No. Let's keep it a
but-
surprise. Let's keep it a surprise. I'm good with that. But let me tell you, if you guys hadn't figured it out, Eric, Mr. Bearded Entertainment, is working on a actual stew train for my channel, which is mind blowing, dude. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's so thoughtful, man.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You guys are so amazing. I mean, Carrie was so thoughtful and made that ticket I just showed. Jack's like, hey, I'll write you a song, and he's working on that. And then Eric, you're like, I'll make the train. This is just what it's about. This is so great. What a community this is, man. To just fellow friends in the community, we all share that same passion, and you're all
Yeah.
gifted in different ways and talents. And it's just, I love it. So thank you so much, man. I'm so ready. I promise I won't bug you on your Instagram, but I'm wondering, wonder how's that coming along, man. I'm getting antsy.
It's like I said, the design is all done. I just got to
That's so
actually
awesome.
start printing stuff, and then once it's
Okay.
printed, just a little bit of paint and work the electronics in. So it shouldn't take too long.
Oh man, thank you, brother. I am
Can't
beyond
wait
pumped.
to see it.
Me too.
And you mentioned it did say something in one of the Lethal podcasts that you would have someone refer to it as the little train, and I just want to clarify, it's actually like a foot long.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
it's-
All right,
Dude.
dude. You're doing this up in style, man. My gosh, that's so awesome.
I don't know why my green screen image went away, but I just got an error. It says there was an error
no.
applying the image. So, but yeah, this is fine.
Ah, you're good, man. No, you're fine. In fact, it's this funny. I didn't even realize you had a green screen going. I almost commented on your chair. I'm like, dude, that looks like a royal looking throne or something behind you. But like, I couldn't tell what you were sitting on. I was like, oh, that may be a little bit weird to ask, but I thought it looked amazing. I didn't realize it was fake.
Yep, a little bit.
Well, now Craven's green with envy.
Oh, good one.
Very
that.
nice turn of phrase.
Yes. Oh, Jordan's in the house tonight. What's up, Jordan? I don't know why some people get mad that Michael teleported. He does it in the original when he was standing behind the sheets. Well, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. You may come late to the chat because we've been on for 2 hours, so it's possible you came later. Yeah, and we were talking about that. Yeah, he did. You know, I even mentioned the sheet scene, how he's there and then he's gone. It's kind of it's the mystique, the mythical part of him that we don't know is why he's the Shape, and that's why John Carpenter didn't even call him Michael. He was called on the script. It's the Shape. That's all he ever called him because he's this unknown. He's a boogeyman. It's just there's no explanation. KLL says I won't spoil this. Okay, that's fine, brother. That's fine. I just want to make sure we're careful because it's a fine line. I know it's trust me. I had Malignant spoiled on accident. The person had no intention to do it. It was
That's one movie you don't want spoiled. No.
oh yeah, I knew exactly what was going to happen before I watched it, and I hate it. I mean, I still loved the movie. It was one of my favorite movies of 2021. But you guys, I'm sure you guys have all seen it here, right? Eric and Carrie, y'all have seen it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you, if you're in the chat, there's still like 20 of you guys. God bless you for staying this late. If you're still here and you've not seen Malignant, I'm going to share something real quick in the chat here. So why don't you hit mute on your or plug your ears or take your headphones off for like, give me 30 seconds. All right, starting 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so the person that accidentally spoiled it for me said, now, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Basket Case. And then he said, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. He was really he really was upset. It was an accident, slipped out." And he's like, I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. And I said, "Yeah, I've seen Basket Case." I knew right then that was going to be the big reveal. in some way. But I still really enjoyed the movie, though. I did. It's like I said, it's one of my favorites. And James Wan, that police station scene. You remember that sequence
Yes,
when
the
she
most
just
memorable scene.
my gosh. Honestly, when I watched it the first time, because I watched it here at the house on streaming, I stopped and I rewound it and watched that sequence a second time because it was so good. I just was so impressed with how James Wan filmed that, and the cinematography was so good. That would be a fun watch along party, man.
I
That
feel
would be a
like
fun one.
it's
Yeah,
it's one of those movies where even if it was spoiled, you could
Yeah.
enjoy it on a different level because even
Yeah.
after you figured it out, once you know the ending, if you go back and watch it again, you enjoy it in
Yeah.
an entirely different way because now
Yes.
you're looking for those things, like you catch more. But
Yes,
yeah,
you do.
the I don't know, just the movement of that character. I don't know how they do it, if they got like a contortionist or
know.
someone to move like that. But
Yeah.
it gave me chills just seeing the
too.
way it. Oh,
It's like someone walking. Everything's backwards. It's just so bizarre, and there was zero cheese in that movie. Like there was never a point in time where you're like, oh, that's awful. It's like, oh my gosh, I believed everything in that movie. I believed it all. It was so good.
Yeah, you don't get cheese with James Wan.
Oh no.
No.
Which is why, and if you guys have been following and I know you guys have, and those in the chat, probably a lot of them have too. If you've been following the collective on our weekly chats, we've talked about Nightmare, and this is why I keep saying James Wan is the guy I would want to do a new Nightmare with if they're going to reprise it, because I think he would nail a Nightmare on Elm Street's the mythology of the movie. I think that he would nail the visuals, the cinematography, and I think I think that it would be a great story. Whoever wrote it, even if he didn't write it, I think him directing that. Can you imagine him in Freddy's nightmare world where there's no boundaries and
Ooh.
he could do anything?
And those transitions. Ooh,
Yes,
those transitions.
Oh, they're so
it
good.
would be a phenomenal movie. I really want another Freddy and another Friday the 13th.
But he's got to have Lee
Yes.
Winnell back with him. I want to see him back with Lee.
Lee Winnell is
Oh,
amazing.
I love them together.
so good, man. Absolutely. Saw is just. I mean, I did a whole, Craven some with Killjoy Jake. We did a whole hour
that was
hour on that
amazing.
one. Oh, thank you. It was.
Yeah,
We dived
that was
deep.
amazing.
I was like, this is a movie we got to talk about, and I haven't done a Craven some episode in a while. I've got, I did Halloween, Nightmare, and Saw, and I need to do another one soon on some of these other movies that are really iconic, and then some that are really a classic that don't get the attention that they should. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. Yeah, it would just be incredible to see him. I would almost be disappointed if they get someone else, to be honest, because I want to see it
You
so
got
bad.
expectations set so high.
Yes.
Speaking of Lee Winnell, really quickly, did you guys see his interpretation of the Invisible Man?
I did.
So good.
Yes, I did see
I
that.
loved it.
Oh yeah,
I
was
loved
great.
it.
Sorry, I just wanted
That
to. Just wanted
ending.
to
Yeah.
That ending was great.
oh,
So-
I can't. I hope they do a sequel.
Yeah, you would think they would. You would think. But I think I was just in a weird mood when I watched that movie because for
You gotta
some reason
rewatch it.
I have to
You gotta
rewatch it.
Yeah.
I liked the ending. I loved whenever, because it's been out for a while, so spoilers, guys. I loved it when the reveal came and the way that thing ended with her and him was amazing, and
He
I
finally
love
got
that.
his comeuppance.
Yes, finally got his
Yes.
comeuppance. There you go.
Oh, so good.
That was great.
Satisfying.
But I should watch it again. Yeah, because it's been a bit.
Oh, someone said in the comment, made a comment about the 2010 remake of Nightmare.
Oh,
I have
Ooh.
okay.
Ooh.
I have to say, I like this movie, and I'm going to give you a really quick reason why.
okay.
If you don't, I was in the Navy for a while, and I was on deployment, and I didn't get to see any movies or anything while I was on deployment. And we pulled into Bahrain, and I was like, the first thing I said is like, I have to go see a movie. I don't care what it is. I just want to go watch a movie in a theater.
Yeah.
And they had this really nice theater, but the only thing that was playing was the 2010 remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm like, I don't care. I
okay.
want to see a movie. So it just it's such a good memory for me, the occasion of seeing it, that I kind of have this like bliss overtone to the movie. So I actually really like it.
Okay,
I understand that. I
that makes
understand it.
sense. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, makes total sense. And, a lot of times our circumstances, our situations in life, and where we are at any given time when we watch a movie, all of that factors into our experience. And so, if you watch a movie one day, if you had watched that same movie a year earlier, you could have had a whole different view of that film. And so that makes total sense, man. I think we all do that, and that's why there's some movies for me, like especially the older movies in the '80s, because I'm an old guy, so I mean it is what it is. But some of these movies back in the '80s and stuff, when I watch them now, there's something about them that they're not that great, but they're still fun. They're special. There's something about them that is endearing to me, and so I get it, man. I get it. See, Jordan Talks Film says, "Hey Craven, how do you rank the Scream killers?" Ooh, no, I have not mentioned that. That is something I have a little list where I have topics that I'm going to get to, and one of them is doing a whole video on ranking the killers, and then ranking like the top 5 kills of the franchise. All these ranking videos I have not even started working on yet. That's in my Rolodex, or you want to call it. It's in my plans. But I will just tell you this. I'll tease it. All right. I won't give you the full breakdown, but I'll tease it. Then I want to hear what Eric and I want to hear what Kara, what you say. My top 3 killers are Stu Macher, Billy Loomis, and Jill Roberts. Those are my top 3. Everyone else from there is kind of a hodgepodge. But those are my top 3. How about you guys? Carrie, who are your top 3? Let's just go top 3 for tonight. Or if you want to do them all, you can.
I was gonna say I can definitely do a top 3. It's harder to do all of them.
It is. After you get past 3,
I can do top 3.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, yeah. After 3, you're like, oh shoot, what do I do with these people now? Because it's kind of like, Okay, go ahead. I'd love to hear it, Carrie.
Mine is definitely, I have to say, Stu, Billy, and then Mickey. I loved Mickey.
Nice. Mickey's good.
That's the exact same.
I love the games that he plays with Sydney. Like that one scene where they're in the PlayStation, and he was saying, "Why would Derek go back in that house?" And then that look on Sydney's face, she's like, "Wait a second." But then she overlooks it, like she doesn't really say anything else or do anything with that. Like it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I think that gets overlooked a lot of the time with Mickey is because I got to say, Gary, my list is the exact same.
Okay.
Is they state that Mickey was an active serial killer before this ever happened.
Yes.
So he could have a super high body count and we don't know. And I've always thought that I would love to see like a prequel that's just about Mickey before he meets Miss Loomis.
Yeah,
I think that would be
great.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
We gotta have Timothy. We have to have Timothy back though.
Got to. Yes. George says, "Bro, how do you have the exact same 3 minutes, Craven? 1, 2." Hey, man, brilliant minds. I don't know. I've heard that saying out there somewhere. I mean, I don't know. It's something like that, working out here.
I have a vendetta against Jill. I can't help it.
Say it again.
I have a vendetta against Jill.
Oh, come on, Carrie. We got to talk this through because Jill is freaking amazing.
Sydney dirty. Did Sydney dirty.
She did everybody dirty. That's how she lived, man. That was and that's one reason I like her, because she literally is a snake to every person in her life, even her mom. It's like, it doesn't matter who you are. I am completely full-blown narcissist. I am the center of the universe, and you are nothing but pawns in my plan.
I have a controversial question.
Oh,
that I want to pose to you, because it got posed in the Scream subreddit, and it's very quick, and you could.
Careful now, Eric. Hold on before you give me your question, and you can do it. But the subreddit is where we get this. So be very.
I'm going to tell you, it includes that.
You got to be very careful treading in there. That's why I don't go there.
There was a
I don't go to Reddit. I refuse to go to Reddit. And you and I had this
I've
discussion.
never been.
I don't go. I don't no part of it. But go ahead.
there
Go
can
ahead.
be some pretty toxic stuff in the Reddit.
Yep.
So if you do
Yep.
go, tread carefully. But
Yes.
the question posed, and it was actually a really good debate. I joined in on it. If you pitted Jill and Amber against each other, who do you think
Oh.
would come
Now
out on
that
top?
I would like to see. I'm not even gonna lie. I would love to see that.
I personally, my opinion, and I want to hear what you think too. Both of you all. I think Jill would take her to lunch, take her to school. I do personally. I just think because Amber is all over the place, man. She's just super high emotional, and Jill is very controlled, man. That's the thing. She is so controlled in her craziness, and I think that she would take her down. That's my opinion. But it would be fun as heck to watch. I would pay good money to see
Pay-per-view.
that. Yes, exactly. Pay per view, baby. Let's go. $70. Like a fight. Let's
Yeah.
go. How about
I-
you guys?
I
Yeah.
agree that that Jill would come out on top. And the reason I put in this discussion is when Amber was confronted with Sydney and Gail.
I was
Amber-
radicalized.
Like I was radicalized, and I understand that she was
I
trying.
wanted to be a part.
I think she was
Of
doing that as a
something.
ploy. I don't think she really meant that.
Right.
But when Jill was confronted with Sydney, Jill went straight for it. And then once that was done, like Amber was trying to save her own skin, Jill literally sacrificed her own skin. She is just demolishing herself to make her
Yes.
plan come to fruition. And
That's right.
Amber is cowering in a corner from two arguably middle-aged women.
She needed to
Right,
after
right.
what she
Oh, yeah.
said about Dewey.
Oh yeah, I was so happy when. But anyways, I agree. I think Jill would come out on top. I just wanted to pose that question for you all. What do you think, Gary?
I think they would equally kill each other, to be honest, because I feel like with that energy, like both of their energies together, I just feel like they'd keep trying to one up each other, and they would just kill each other at the same time.
Oh, so they
That's
both
what
lay
I
on the
think.
floor bleeding out, basically.
They're like exact opposites because, like you said, Cravey, Stephen. Yeah, he's Jill is very calculated in everything
Oh,
she
yeah.
does,
Yes.
and Amber, I don't think is at all. I think she's just like a manic energy,
alpha.
chaos, just
Chaos.
running free, and
Yes.
at some point
Yeah.
it tries to get tamed in a little bit. But yeah, I don't think they would. It would be an interesting battle to see.
It would be
If
two
only we
completely
still had
different people.
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh gosh, that's right.
Man, remember, they're only clay.
That's awesome.
That'd be great.
That would be so great. And I think a good example of that too is think about how the endings are. We have Amber running, half burnt face, screaming, ah! And then you have what does Jill do at the end? She pulls off her stuff and she calmly walks into Jill, and she goes right into attacking Sydney in their hospital bed. There's no of this it's uncontrolled insanity that Amber is. Yeah, they're so different people. They're such different characters.
And
you
the
know?
look in Jill's eyes once
Oh!
Dewey walks out, she's like,
It
just
yes.
goes blank. Like,
just-
okay, I'm not done. Let's go finish this.
Let's go finish what we started. It's like a psychopath. They say don't have the emotions of sympathy and empathy. Like they fake it. It's not real. They don't feel it like you and I would feel it towards people. And so she fakes those tears and she fakes those feelings like she cares. And yeah, the minute Dewey walks out, it's just so. Emma Roberts nailed that role, man. I mean, she could not have
She
done
did.
better. It was so good. Let's see. Jordan has his rankings up here. What you got here? We got Stu number 1, cha-ching. Jill and Billy, cha-ching. Now, this is interesting. Roman, okay, at 4. Interesting.
Not mad at Roman.
And Kyrian. Okay, so you're going to bring in the TV series. Everything. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Kyrian. And then Mickey at 6. Amber, 7. Then Richie. Piper, 9. Loomis, 10. 11 is Jamal. Yeah. 12 is Beth. Oh, we're getting the poop emojis up. And Charlie's dead last. Oh, Charlie.
I just want to say
Poor
I haven't
Charlie.
seen the 3rd season of the show. Is that where Jamal and Beth
Oops.
come in?
I don't know, man.
I don't
We don't
mind.
do spoilers on this show.
I,
Sorry.
I really don't mind. I understand. There's got
No,
to be.
no, they were two names that just were added in. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. They're just to make
They're not
fill out
real.
the thing here, man. That's all.
Yeah, just to make it look like there's more
your word for
killers.
it. I'll take your word for it.
I'll say this: you're not missing much. The only thing you're really missing from 3 is you get Ghostface back, you get Roger L. Jackson back,
Oh,
which is cool, and there is a good twist at the end. I did like the reveal at the very end.
Okay.
So the rest of it was it was not nearly as good as the first 2 in my opinion. Yeah,
But
but
I liked Kiki Palmer. She was.
oh
great.
yeah, no, she did good in her role. And speaking of, real quick, the TV show, ladies and gentlemen, on Friday, I've got Mr. Mike Vaughn coming on the channel, the voice of Brandon James from the first 2 seasons. And yeah, this Friday night, guys, at 10 p.m. Central, I will be live streaming with him right here at the same location. So please make sure. Oh, it's going to be awesome. So I hope you guys can make it. Be sure you come to the show on Friday night at 10 p.m. And I'm going to be interviewing Mike, and he's going to talk to us about his experience doing the voice of Brandon James, who is obviously he's the equivalent of Ghostface Eric in the first 2 seasons.
I watched the first 2, and I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually was a pretty big fan of the first 2 seasons. I thought they did.
Yeah.
I thought I really loved Noah.
Oh, me too.
And I loved how I thought it just blended perfectly into the TV series, and how he's like, oh, a slasher would never work as a TV series because there was actual rules for it. I thought it was. It's weird to say, but I didn't think of it as Scream. I thought of it as just a really good homage to Scream.
Yes, I agreed. It always makes me a little bit sad too, though, because that was the last real project that Wes had creative input on, because he was executive producer of the series, and he also had creative input with the writers, which the writers revealed that that he gave them guidance for that first season on the storyline, and he was supposed to direct the pilot, the first episode. He had contracted to direct it, and then they said that they had to get someone else because of other conflicts with his schedule. And then we found out later, because it was a secret, that it was because of his brain cancer. So his cancer battle, so he couldn't direct. He had to pull out of directing the film. But he was supposed to have been directed by Wes Craven on that first episode. And but anyway, that's the last project he had his hands in. The very last film he produced came out that same year in September, I believe it was, and they dedicated it to Wes. It's actually in the movie credits thing. It was called The Girl in the Photographs. He was executive producer of, and that's truly the last movie that has his name as a producer on it. He was alive that he contributed to. So if you guys haven't ever seen it, I watched it because it was his last film. It's kind of one of those. What are those movies called where they break in your house? There's a word for it. Intrusion type movie. Yeah, it's that kind of movie.
Home invasion.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe that it is. So if you like those kind of movies, you should check it out. If you want to. I mean, I'm a Wes Craven. I consider myself a purist. Meaning, not like I'm snobby, but meaning I try to watch everything he's done, ever. Even his made-for-TV movies and the episodes of Twilight Zone he directed. And, I mean, I've really tried to be faithful. I think there's still some things out there I've missed, but I've tried to cover it over the last 20-something years or whatever now. So, I had to watch it. That's what I'm saying. I had to watch it because Wes Craven produced it. So, but it's it's a downer. What's that?
What do you think of My Soul to Take?
That's a movie I need to revisit, man. I saw it and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I love this idea that this serial killer, these kids were born on this day, the serial killer, and that he's coming to take their souls. And it's a really cool idea that he wrote.
Trying to figure out which
that
one
idea was gold.
Yes,
I think it's so underrated. I think it is such an underrated movie.
It is. I swear, at 10 conversations I a lot of times 10 out of 10 that movie never comes up. If we start talking about Wes Craven, nobody ever mentions that movie. That one and Red Eye are like these forgotten
Love Red
movies.
Eye. Oh,
Yes.
What about
mm.
Swamp Thing?
Oh, I love Swamp Thing, bro. I saw that in the theaters, man, when I was a kid.
I always hear people talk about like the modern version, the more modern versions of it, but
Oh,
I never
no.
hear people like associate it with Wes Craven. I'm like, it's Wes, right? Like,
I have
That's
to
right.
watch that one.
You never seen it, Carrie? It's an oldie.
No, I'm half and half with creature features.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Unless if it's
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Love
that movie
Pumpkinhead.
traumatized me as a child.
I remember watching it on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh my
I still
gosh.
love it to this day.
So all the so as Billy would say, all the good parts were cut for television.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, they were toned
PG
down.
13. Gotta
Bloody
have a
fun.
PG-13 relationship.
Yes. Like Jordan says, Kyrian is underrated. He was the most brutal killer of all, and it's an evil. He was intelligent. Yeah, he was, and he always felt one step ahead of everyone else. But you know what? I will tell you something though. I suspected Kyrian for quite a while, and
Yeah.
what gave it away for me when I said, okay, I knew it. I went from like guessing and feeling like it's him when they were at the carnival and they're in that little mirror funhouse thing, and he runs out after being attacked inside the carnival thing, and he's sitting out there with a jacket, remember, and the cops come over to him, and the people that are watching it with her watched each episode together when it came out. I said, "Oh, that's it. That's a total fake out." I said, "That's not real." I said, "He's. I guarantee you, it's him." And when the reveal came, I was not. I was like, I knew it. I freaking knew it. It was, and that carnival scene is what did it. That because the person I was with said, "Oh, that's not him. He got attacked." I said, "He didn't get attacked. He got a little arm wound, or whatever it was. He's fine." It's anyway.
I
In
gotta
my mind,
challenge the most brutal too.
what's
I,
that?
don't- I gotta challenge that most brutal comment. I don't think Karen was. If you're
I
taking the
don't.
movies into account though, because think
Yeah.
about what Charlie did to Olivia in the opening of 4. That
Oh
was
my
that was one
gosh,
of the most
dude.
brutal things we've had in the
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
franchise.
We've never seen that in a TV
Casey.
series. Yeah, that's Casey. I mean, yeah, gutting him out, gutting Casey out, gutting Steve, Casey hanging her up. That's pretty darn brutal, man. And
Yeah.
Olivia, I don't know, man. That's yeah, I have
Your
to agree with you
parents
on that.
seeing it.
Oh my
Yeah, and
gosh.
the helplessness of like crawling and trying to get their attention and not being able to.
And you can't do it. Just that's suffocating. That is when you're watching it, that's suffocating because you're feeling this tension and you're like, oh my gosh, and she can't get to him, and she can't talk because she can't. She's been
Yeah.
strangled, and it's like, and it just goes on. And then no, it's not. Doesn't stop there. The mom hears her on the phone as she's giving her last breath. It's
Yeah.
like this is just so. It just sledgehammer to your gut and your heart
Yeah.
at the same time.
I think
And then
the
she
most
pulls the mask off.
Yes.
She pulls the mask
She
off
pulls
and
it off.
she sees who's about to kill her.
Yep.
Damn.
That's right. She knew.
I think the best kill in the TV series was the sheriff. When Emma's mom is just so focused on saving him and she's undoing all this and he can't say anything
Yeah.
and like she
Yeah.
thinks she's saving him and it was just such like when it
Mhm.
actually happened I was like, "Oh no." Like I visibly was just distraught for her.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
man.
Oh yeah, man. There's been some scenes that are just they affect you, man.
I mean, Jake was pretty bad too.
oh yeah, Jake's death. Oh my gosh. Well,
Didn't even end there either. Poor Brooke. Poor
I
Brooke.
know, poor Brooke. What about Emma's boyfriend who got cut up in
Oh,
the
man.
in the farm thing?
Yeah, and she and like it was all kicked off by
Coming
her.
over with candy. Like,
Yes.
let's watch a movie.
We're gonna have a romantic little cute little thing, and then all of a sudden all that, and then they had all the blood and gut splatter flashing up all over Emma. Oh man, I was like, whoa! I was surprised they got away with that on
Yeah,
MTV.
I know.
I really was.
The show I thought was pretty good. I thought they did some pretty decent things with it.
Yeah, same here. So I guess this has been a great conversation and a great little tease for Friday. So you guys make sure you come. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk to Mike Vaughn, and I think I've got him booked for, I believe, up to 90 minutes. So it's going to be a nice long conversation with Mike.
Nice.
Guys, I think this has been a blast. I hope you guys have had a good time. This has been
Hell
fun,
yeah.
man.
Had a
This
great
is
time.
Me too, man. This is such a good time, and I think we'll go ahead and go ahead and wrap up now. I want to say also, guys, if you have not visited Carrie Craves Cinema, her website, she's got some great stuff. She's got an analysis of Stew on there she wrote recently. That I got a nice little tweet saying this was for you, Craven, and I really enjoyed it. It was very good. You guys got to check it out. I've got a link to her page in the description of this when it goes into replay mode. It'll be in the description of. Actually, it's already there right now, so you can go check her out. And then
Thank you.
also, you're welcome, and thank you. And Eric, you've got a channel also. I've got a link to it in the description as well. So everyone, I want you to go over to Beard Entertainment, to Eric's channel. Please give him a subscription, sub on his channel, and he's got some reactions there to some trailers. And
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I've been not very active on it recently. I'm trying to get more back into it. Work and school kind of got in the way there, so I had to take a break. But I'm going to try to get back into it now.
Yeah, and what you have there is worth watching. So it's you guys should definitely check it out. Yeah, absolutely. It's check out what he's got. Give him a subscribe so when he starts making new content, you'll know about it right away when he pops up new videos. So do that for me. They're great people, great supporters of the channel here, and such faithful supporters. And they mean the world to me, just like all of you guys who support the channel and that are still here at now 1:15 a.m. Eastern. And that just means a lot that you're here. So I appreciate you guys again so much. And if you don't mind, if you haven't yet, please smash the thumbs up button on this video, because when it goes into replay mode tonight, it does help me a lot with the channel as far as the video getting out to more people. I would greatly appreciate it. And anything else you guys want to say about Halloween? Closing thoughts. Carrie, tell me about Halloween. Do you love the franchise? Do you like it? What's your overall thoughts on the franchise?
It will always be one of my favorite franchises for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be Halloween and it's got to be Scream, hands down.
Hands down. I love that. Eric, what are your final thoughts on it?
It's top three for me. For me, it's
Mm-hmm.
Scream, Friday the 13th. I even got a little Freddy tattoo right there, or not Freddy, but Jason tattoo.
Jason,
right there.
nice.
Scream, Friday the 13th, and then Halloween. I think it's one of the most steady. I give it that. Like, it hasn't gone to space, so I think that's a great sign.
That's right.
That's only for Jason.
Oh, Jason. And that's one of my favorite. I got to tell you, guilty pleasure movies. I should do a whole live stream on guilty pleasure movies, and we just
Yeah.
talk about those movies that like we shouldn't like them, but we just love them anyway. And Jason 10, Jason Goes to Space is one of those. That's one of mine. I'll tell you right now. I'll give you a sneak peek. I absolutely think it's a fun movie, man. It makes me laugh, and there's some good decent kills in there too. But he's in friggin' space, man. Come on, how can you not like that? That's just to sit down and unplug your brain and just watch the show. You know.
And Taggart, I think was his name, the sergeant that like you think's dying every time. And like at one point, Jason stabs him. It's like, it's gonna take more than that to put down me. And then like you hear it stabbing again, so that ought to do it.
That ought to do it. Yes. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's a guilty pleasure movie. Jordan says I love it. Yeah, it's great. It's just so much fun. And I like to watch fun movies that have a little bit of suspense, have a lot of laughs too. And so, not surprisingly, my favorite franchise, you guys know, it's Scream. That's number one. And number two is Halloween. Those are my two most favorite franchises. And I love a lot of other movies, but those are my two favorite complete franchises. So that was well, guys. Again, this has been fun. Everybody in the live chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us so long tonight. Thank you for all of your super chats earlier. I appreciate that. It does help out a ton. So thank you all. Hope you have a great night. And I think it's only fitting that we kind of end the way we started here, because the next stream will be coming up soon on Friday. And who's going to be there? Who's going to be there? Yeah, Carrie says she'll be there. Oh no, Carrie won't be there. That's right. Sorry, Carrie won't be there. Eric says I'll be there.
Oh,
And
you mean Saturday?
I mean Friday night for Mike Vaughn stream on Friday night,
Oh, okay.
10 p.m. Central. Yeah. Uh, and Eric says he's going to be there, and
I'll be there.
I'll be there. Okay. Oh, I never get enough of that. I don't, it's a guilt. That's a guilty pleasure right there. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate you. See ya, guys. Adios.
Have a good one.
You too.